Hello. Happy Sunday, all. How we doing? I got more coffee, so all is well. All is well. Red Wolf, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate you. Sydney, thank you for the 2. What's up, Harper? Doing good. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Juju, hello, friend. Hi. Pav. What do you mean, What is the for? Don't you me? Bird guy, hello. How are you? What's up, Faye? Kench, hello. Oh, it means you need coffee. Oh, okay. We can wait. We can wait until you get some. Pokeless, thank you for the 16. Hello. It is a necessity, my friend. Yeah. Playing fast today. I am. Coffee is so hard to make before I've had. Wait, what? You mean like pushing yourself to make it? Is that what you mean? Ninja, thank you for the biddies. Wait, I'm confused. I'm confused. Oh, okay. Oh, I understand what you're saying. What you need, yeah, right. I get you. Having to go and actually like get the filter and the grind. Yeah, I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. All right, well, I'd switch over, but my camera is not showing as being on in the other scene. So let me fix that before we do the things and the stuff. Guys, thank you for last month, man. It was bonkers. We raised so much for St. Jude, and I appreciate you guys so much. 'Twas another amazing May, so thank you guys. I know, and June's already here. I know, man. All right, let me fix this. Camera, why you no show? Why are you a no-show? You didn't call in? Nothing. Dr. Mew, thank you for the biddies. Hi. How are you? Hi, Break. Happy Sunday, friend. How are you? Do the old turn it off, turn it back on again. And there we go. That usually fixes it. And it literally fixed it again. So there we go. Sweet. Meow, 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 meow. But yeah, it's a new month. New month, new things, new stuff. This month is the month that we get the update for Phas that might possibly be one of the largest updates that they have ever had. That is their words. No, that is their words. We are just taking those words and going with it. Okay. Cypher, thank you for the 5 months. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm super excited too. If you guys haven't seen it, I did put a video out on it. We can do like a real quick once over of the information. I'm not going to read it all. If you want to, if you want to see someone talk about it, I have a video about it, but we can just do a quick scan. Thank you for the primes, guys. Scaled Crystal. Thank you. Hi, Zero. Yeah. Chronicle is going to be a good one, man. I'm excited for it. You know, we've been skeptical just because we've been waiting for so long for things to happen. I think that the updates were definitely a slow go for us to get to the point where they're going to start moving. But I feel like for them to achieve their goals of trying to get everything this year, it has to now continue moving through the year. So that is the hope. 'Tis the hope. Good. Almost done with work. Nice. So I'm excited, man. Dawn, thank you for the biddies. Hello. Day 1 of Pride Month. Let's go. Am I playing with Doc today? I was not planning to play with Doc today. No. As in, we never set anything. If I ever set, just future reference, if I ever set anything up, I will let you guys know that I have something planned for the day. It's definitely not like, so you play with Cheebs? You would know if I was playing because I would definitely tell you guys. Yeah. Lav mentioned in an interview that tons of bugs are being fixed now that they have a bigger team. I sure freaking hope so, man. Listen, the only one that I've really cared about has been the tents. It has been the Camp Woodwind tents and people using those over and over and over and over to stay safe 100% of the time. The fact that those were not fixed months ago, literally years ago, because it's been out for 2 years, is insane to me. Put an effing box above the tent that stops you from being able to stand in it. Makes you forced to have to crouch. I'm sorry. Can we? Never used it. I use them. I only ever use the small tents if it's like a weekly challenge and I have to hide there or something. It's literally been 2 years. Yeah, that bug has been for 2 years. People have been taking advantage of it. Yeah. I don't love the fact that people are just blatantly, because they don't care, because they know that nothing's going to happen to them. That's the thing, is that they are not coming down on people enough, because I don't think they can. Unless they have the people's information, how can they possibly ban them? So they need like IDs and all that jazz to be able to ban them. It's been out. Yeah, that bug has been around for 2 years. No kidding. Garrett, think of the 5 months, man. Looping around the tables is easy. I mean, not necessarily. Not if you don't know what you're doing. There's definitely still some spots where you can, like, what's a good example? Maple Lodge. Maple Lodge, there's a looping spot where the ghost can't go past a certain point. So you literally just make it go around and back and forth around the table and you're still safe. Yeah. They fixed the corner bug, right? Wait, what bug? The Bleasdale. Oh, that bug. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm glad they did. It wasn't right away. It took them like over a week. But yeah. Finished watching the last Backrooms vid. Man, it was so fun. I had such a blast with them. They're so funny. Looping has some skill to it, at least. If it's normal looping, as long as it's not the looping where the ghost can't go past. If it's normal looping or whatever, you do you. Yeah. Siren, thank you for the biddies. Thank you so much. But yeah, we're going to do some chill Phas today, man. It's chill Phas day. Yeah. Shauna, hi, friend. But it's a new month. May was wonderful. We are now on to June. I know, listen, hear me out. I know that we just came off of, our St. Jude month, and everyone was amazing, very giving, so amazing, just hearts willing to spill it all out. I appreciate it so much. This Wednesday, what did the total end up being? 25,000 and change. Yeah, it was like 25.3, I think, or maybe 25.5. Yeah. Where you at, Phasmo? There you are. 25,505. Thank you, Mayor. There you go. No, not bad. No, definitely not bad. No, not bad at all. But speaking of raising money and about people having large hearts, if you will, we are going to be joining in on the Ghost Hunts for Hearts this week for the American Heart Association. And we are going to be doing that on Wednesday. It is going to be a one-day event. A one-day event. We are going to have incentives where maybe if you donate a certain amount, you can force me to use the cursed possession, or maybe you can force a ghosty hug, or maybe, you can make other things happen. Who knows? Maybe you can make me drop all my items. Who knows? Maybe you make me stand still. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to be added. But that is going to be this Wednesday. So we are not doing a whatever Wednesday. It is going to be Ghost Hunts for Hearts. So this Wednesday at our normal stream time, we're going to raise money for the American Heart Association in partnership with Kinetic Games. Yeah. It'll be my normal stream time, Red. It'll be 8:30 my time. Yeah, right now for me, it's 1:20 p.m. Ghost Hunts for Hearts. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good title. Jimmy, thanks for the follow, man. Nico, thank you for the 1 month. Jolly, thank you so much. Welcome in. But yeah, I'm excited. It's already, the campaign itself is already started, but we are going to start pushing for it on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have a goal of trying to raise $500. That is our goal. Yeah. Panda, thank you for the 11-month Prime. And Rain, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Sunday is our chill day, though. So that is what we're doing today. Big chills. Holy Prime Factory, Batman. Live Wolf, thank you for the 2 months. Good Lord. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, I have a scrollable wheel on this chat now. Oh, my God. Need the chill after last night. There was many a almost bathroom into my own chair last night. So many jumps. Yeah, I streamed yesterday for anybody that doesn't know, because I wasn't planning on it, but Mr. Doc invited us to do some more backrooms with friends. So we played. It was fun, man. It's a blast. Guess I'll just have to donate to a good cause. Now, listen, I do get a benefit from this one. I want to be very straightforward. I want to be very honest with you guys. If we raise $500, I do get a benefit. I will get an ID card if we raise $500. I'm just saying. I think from what I've heard from the reps at American Heart Association, I think they want to in the future be able to open this up to as many people as they can. I think the issue with trying to do that right now, where like anybody can raise however much and they'll get an ID card, is facilitating it. Being able to track that many people, and then Kinetic Games going in and giving every single person a custom, you know what I mean? So I think in the future they want to do it. It's just a matter of figuring out the details. I'm hopeful that they can do that, because I would love for anybody that's playing Phas to be able to stream Phas, raise money for the American Heart Association, and also get a cool ID card for it, right? Like that would be sick. Or like, or whenever they do the new player models, maybe it's some like a t-shirt with a logo on it. I don't know. I was talking to them about it. I was in a phone call about it, which they're very receptive to ideas. So they told me, they said, if you have any ideas for future stuff, if it's something you think that others might be interested in, that can not only help you, but might also be something cool for the community. Yeah. Yeah. Bro, can me and my friend play with you? No. Bless, hello, how are you? Good evening. I need an ID card for the game since I play so much. Yeah, Pav, listen, you're not only the #1 mod, you're also like the Phas Pro of the century. Right? Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah. I did buy it. You did not. Did you really? When are you going to play? You know, I did see Wolfen do something that I'm kind of interested in when I get to Prestige 20. He did a new account and started brand new. And then I don't know if he's doing certain challenges or not, but I was like, you know, that's not a bad idea. And maybe like for each Prestige, we do something different. I don't know. I'm trying to think of ideas. Ooh, Fonzie. Yeah, Ender, welcome in. Thank you for the follow, man. Well, what do you say we start with our nice, comfy, cozy nightmares and we go from there? Yeah. I have not checked out the lethal update. No, NB1. I did hear that there was one, though. Yeah. Are you going to do more videos on the other side? Maybe. Yeah, bless it. I would love to get some friends together and play again. For sure. Rain, welcome in. Hello. Yeah. Your live message still says escape the backwards. It never changed. I'm getting real tired of OBS not updating the stuff that gets said on the screen. I updated it before stream started. I mean, it doesn't matter to change it now because the live message is already live. Whatever. Agent, welcome in. Have you tried threatening it with a big hammer? You know, I have not, and I think that could be something worthwhile. Well, listen, we did get drops to work appropriately. And Mayor, I have an idea for this. I'm going to make a button that when I press it, it turns them on, but also puts a message in chat that says about the drop can only happen once. So that way it immediately will say what we need it to say. I think that's my goal. Yeah, Phoenix. I think it's just, it just makes it easier. If we're going to say it every time, I'm like, well, crap, I could probably make something that does it so you guys don't feel like you have to do it, you know? But anyway, if we ever do drops like we're about to do right now for somebody to pick my map, okay, maybe it's not going to turn on. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me, you're not getting a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Oh, I see why it's not working. I see. Relax. Everybody relax. Everybody clap your hand. No, hold on. Okay. Let's see. I think it should be working now. There we go. All right. Exclamation point drop with your favorite emote in chat. You can only drop once per drop. Ooh, this could be our chance to try the thing I was talking about. Phoenix, Mayor, this might be the chance to try the thing I was talking about. I'll try it after a bit and see if it works. And I'll explain what I was talking about because I understand that was a little confusing. Yeah, Splat, thank you for the Chaos Biddy. Withering Witch, thank you for the 500. Hi, Spicy Pam. How are you? I have to watch the VOD later because currently at Legoland. Ooh. I don't know if I knew that there was one in New York. That's cool. I hope you have fun, friend. Hey, what's up, Shar? But yeah, if you win the drop, you're going to pick my map. Oh, Mayor's going to... Mayor's cheating. Sorry, guys. No, come on. 78. Somebody can beat that. Somebody can beat that. Went right to the bottom. That happens to me every time, Vamp. If I ever drop in anyone's stream, it almost always sends me to the wall and then straight down. Like every time. I can't explain it. I don't know why. All right, we might try something today. If my, I don't know, maybe not. Like a couple things have been running a little hot on the PC, so I've got to be a little careful. Canting, hello, hi. It's so hard to see who the, like, I wish there was a command that just showed who the person close to the center was. Yeah, Mill. 83, let's go. All right, I'm gonna try something. Faz has been running hot. I know that they're working on optimization. Okay, if this erases the drop, if this erases the drop, then Mill's the winner, okay? I want to try something. It erased the drop. Okay, never mind. Will that end it? It didn't work. All right, Mill, where do you want me to go, friend? I was hoping that it would just leave the current drop, but it didn't. Unfortunate. All right, let me turn the drops off. There we go. Any map you want, friend. Any map you want. Your name is Tom. Your name is not Mill. Willow, please. Absolutely. Any day of the week. All right. Well, we're working on upgrading stuff, man. We're level 72. We're trying to get to level 90. When I get to level 90 and I have unlocked all equipment, I will then do my perfect game or else day, where I have to get a perfect game based on a random map and a random difficulty. And if I don't get a perfect game, consequence. So I'm waiting until I have all the equipment, until I have like lanterns and all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, of course, Canting. I had so much fun. Just everybody in Midnight Society, all the friendos, especially Doc and Cheebs and Kill. And we had Papa Smurf jump in. It was so fun, man. It was so good. You can't replace it. Okay, I'm going to not, well, I don't know. Okay. I know what I need to do if things are not running correctly. But we'll try. Is that Prestige 19? It is. It is. Okay. We'll get this going over here. You guessed Shade. And one of these days, I'm actually going to reach out to somebody about getting my guessing game made. Eventually. Okay, that's good to go. It's good to rack. Let me see. I'm here, but I'm not. Oh, that's okay, friend. What's up, John? Allison, welcome in. How are we doing? Okay, no. Please don't break anything. Please don't break anything. Okay, we might skip this today. I was going to try a thing, but I don't think I might not try the thing. Doo-doo. Watching the videos for a while. Wait for Nintendo Switch 2 to release. Well, I hope you enjoy licensing a console. That's just unfortunate, man. Yeah. How much am I streaming today? All of it. All of it. Drax, what up? How are you? Pekka, hello. What up, Truthful? Good to see you, dude. All right. Let us go to Willers. Ducks, happy Sunday, friend. How are you? Hey, how are ya? Juju, thank you for the biddies. Having major anxiety from the doctor appointment tomorrow. Thanks for the comfy fast today. Need all the chill. Oh, here's some beans for the kiddos. Thank you, Juju. Best of luck for the doctors, friend. I know this can be very stressful. Yeah. Doing good. Got chicken nuggies? Ooh. Ooh, you're sharing with the class. Is that correct? You are sharing with everyone. You're in a very upset chat if you don't share. Yeah, Matthew. Hi, Fred. How are you? What's up, Hunter? Okay. Well, we're not going to do it that way, but maybe we'll do it this way instead. I'm just trying stuff and things. Sorry. Don't mind me. And then we'll... What the hell? It crashed. My OBS just crashed on me. Careful, SpongeBob. Oh my God. Cam is delayed. No, refresh. What the hell? It's delayed. Is it actually, is the audio actually delayed? Okay, no, they're just not refreshing the stream. Okay. Okay, everyone that... yeah. Here, let's do this. Refresh. You need to refresh. hopefully that sends the idea. Royal, thank you for the 18. Thank you so much. They've also had OBS problems. Well, I don't like that. Well, that ain't good. You guys are going to get pinged again. I'm so sorry. That is stupid annoying. What do you do? Go potty. That Flash character is such a spammer. Probably should time him out. Get pinged, nerds. That's right. Get double pinged. That's what you get for being you jerk face. You think it's still delayed? That's a you problem, Kisaki. Refresh worked. Yeah. If you're the only one out of a couple, well, if you're only a couple people that are having the issue, then it's definitely on your internet, friend. Hi, Silent. Hello. It's not delayed anymore. Yeah, it's just for them. It's just for them. It's okay. Did the ghost get you? I think it did, man. Might be one of those I dot errors. Yeah, I did hear about those. Fine there. Okay. What the French? I'm good, other than what the heck just happened. Yeah. I don't know why that happened. Okay, I can hear the game good. Okay. Okay. Hi, Allison. Hi. Hello. Hi. Option. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry. That was stupid. Literally, as I was about to start playing, it said, nah. Nah, you're not going there today. No, you don't. Back it up. Hi, caramba. Big fan. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Join must have turned to the disconnect screen. Oh, maybe. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. It still says I have like 32 minutes before ads hit. So I think we're okay. So we'll just move forward. Oh, you wanted to play? You sure about that? Yeah. Either way. So about that whole comfy Sunday thing. Yeah. Halogen, hi. All right. Cora Garcia, EMF, witness a ghost event, and motion sensor. Do I want to start throwing curveballs and bringing different stuff inside? I kind of do. We're going to do a sound sensor upstairs and downstairs. And we are also going to bring an EMF. It just feels right. Yeah. I'm reading him in both, Sabari. Hence how I responded to the other people. Yeah. Case 10,000. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. I haven't decided. Oh, hi, friend. That's my favorite. The music box is my homie. Stream elements still mentioning St. Jude. Is it? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. There might be a timer on that I haven't turned off yet. How's the Sunday? The Sunday is good, Mr. Halogen. How are you, friend? Put one there. Put one there. Listen, you're defeating the purpose of me bringing these in. Can I get EMF'd on? I don't know. God dang it. Like, the whole point is to try to show, like, this is how you find that. Never mind. It just shows where it is. What a butthole. Anyway. Onward. You blew it. No, you never know. I mean, we know it's downstairs, so I only have to pay attention to the downstairs sound sensor. What if the ghosty does like a Uri door shut or something? You know? It might happen. Insomniac, thank you for the biddies. Insomnia cake, sorry. Insomnia cakes. How can you use the sound sensors to your advantage? By placing them in different areas around the map to see if you can pick up ghost activity. So if you're having trouble finding the ghost, or you can just use them so you can hear evidence. You can hear ghost writing from the truck. So I mean, the odds of us getting it are probably slim, but we'll give it a try anyway. We'll take in a double book just in case we get lucky, and we'll bring in the orbs as well. Use them for Van Princess. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You play the game the way you want to play it, man. Ken, Sam, Chase, thank you guys for the follows. Welcome. The ghost. Yeah, there's definitely things that I wish you could hear, but hopefully they'll change that one day. We'll see. Any orbicles? Unless it like maybe it's not down here. Maybe it teleported or something, you know? I don't see my breath yet, so it's either not cold enough or it's right next to me. Ender, thank you for the biddies. Stay awesome today. No, you stay awesome today. No, you. You stop it. Stop it, Ron. Stop. Helpful in bigger maps? Absolutely. I know Chinggis is a really big advocate for the sound sensors for sure, especially on a place like Camp Woodwind. Camp Woodwind, they're great. Now, unfortunately, you can't use like the EMF and hear the EMF through there, which sucks. And in my opinion is dumb. And I think that they need to fix it. And I hope that they do. I suggested this whenever they made the change where the sound sensors were able to pick up ghostwriting. I said, why can't we hear the EMF? And what I got back was, you can suggest it. Okay. Hey, Sam. Rain, thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. Oh, man. Watched the video yesterday. Thanks, dude. Ghosty wants to be featured on the stream. Okay. Well, I mean, I have a music box here. They can really be featured. It's Grandma. It's Grandmama. Funky, welcome in. Okay, we'll suggest it. Yeah, I know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I do know, and I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything or not, so I guess I'll just tease. But I do know of something that is coming with Chronicle that I have wanted for a long time. So I don't know. We'll see. But I was told directly. I have not been told it's information I can share. So if I can, I'll come back to you. I think I still see the pen on the book. I don't think it's written in anything. I'm sorry. I know. But it's a good thing though. It's good that they're taking the feedback and they're implementing things. It's just that rather than doing it in like multiple updates over time, they are doing one really big update for Chronicle. So on one hand, that sucks. That sucked in general just because we have to wait so long. But It's going to have a lot. It's going to have a lot. Does saying the ghost name increase the chance of interaction? Apparently it does. We just don't know by how much. And it's also in increments, and it's also a chance. Yeah. Kind of a fan of one big update. That's fair. That's fair. I think the problem I have with one big update is if it depends on how far it was from the last update. If I have one big update that happens like a year after something else, that's a long time, man. That's a really long time. Was Chronicle and Grafton be the same update? I don't think it was ever planned to be the same update, and it's not. Grafton is coming after Chronicle. They put that in the developer preview. All right, you're still in there chucking stuff, but you're not giving us information. Home slice. Hey, Vic, don't you ever apologize for being late. You kidding me? I'm late, like every day. Not by a lot, but enough. Don't ever apologize. Nightmare, yes. For now, we might change it. We'll see. I think they announced Chronicle too early. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with you. 100%. It was announced a long time ago, and then you're just sitting here waiting for it. Rather than being announced like a month beforehand, and then boom, it's in your possession. Right? Say, if you rode in one of these, I'm going to be pissed because I didn't hear it in the truck. Sissy, good morning, friend. Okay, man, we get it. We get it. You're cool. Oh, EMF fiber. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Is it going to be UV and you're going to touch this door? So I'm going to put this right here like this, and then you're going to give me the information that I need. I'm going to will it into existence. It's going to happen. Hey, what's up, loser? Thanks for all the follows today, guys. I appreciate it a lot, man. Loser, Jen, Earsy, welcome in. Oh, Jesus. I don't know if you guys are new to Phas, if you've been playing it for a while, if you're trying to get better, if you're just looking for more gameplay, whatever it may be, welcome. Hi. Are you going to wait to Chronicle? Are you going to wait for Chronicle to release before you Prestige? Well, maybe. Maybe. Because what? It's in a huge... It's not even downstairs, you nerd. Chronicle update is coming in like 23 days. So it's like, do I Prestige? And then I probably will wait. I think so. 4 days away before I re-up. Oh, Shield, I appreciate you, man. What if the ghost touch the door? Listen, I get lucky sometimes and they do the stuff in the things. But other times they're jerk faces and they're not doing it. It might be freezing. But it has not touched anything for me to check for UV. Haven't played Phasmo in a while. What's the if you do exclamation point update, it should give you my latest video. I think where I went through the update. Oh no, it doesn't give you the video. I literally linked the dev preview. There you go. It's not the video. It's the actually so you can read through it on your own time. Yeah. If you want the video, it's one of the latest videos on the tube. Yeah. They announced their sequel too early and killed all momentum for the OG. So much excitement was killed. Oh, Phas doesn't do that with their updates. Do they tend to? I feel like it's been something that's been a pretty consistent. We're just going to go get salt. This thing's being dumb. We're going to go. I feel like it's been a consistent thing over the last couple, I say 2 years, like year or two, where they make an announcement, but it's sort of it's a double-edged sword because the reason that they're making these announcements is because people are complaining about not seeing or hearing anything. So then they make these announcements saying, hey, this is coming. And it's like, oh, cool. When is it coming? In like a year. It's like, well, shit. That's a long time. Is there anything coming sooner? And it's like another Easter event or another whatever. So I don't know. I'd rather us hear about something and then it be released in a month. For sure. I think Chronicle is going to make Perfect Investigations harder. I think it's going to make Perfect Investigations way more interesting. I'm excited for it. Playing with viewers? Nope. I think that Perfect Investigations are now going to have flavor because now you're going to have so much more you can do. so many different sounds you can capture, different things for video capture, different types of interactions you can get. We don't know if maybe you can take photos of multiple different ghost forms and they all count. It's hard to say. I don't know. I think the Easter event was mid. I think all the events now are mid. I hate the way the events are now. So the events to me are nothing. I don't care. I used to love them. Now I don't care. But these updates though with Chronicle and these other maps, that I'm excited about. How many years do you playing Phas? I do playing Phas for like 4 years. Yeah. Nessa, hi, how are you? Multiple ghost photos will make the Phantom look like Dash. Yeah. All right, let's take this. Ghost is not, I don't know. It's doing stuff, but it's not doing stuff. Easter event was blah. I voiced my opinion a million times over about how I feel about the events now. I don't like them. What made me start playing Phas? Halloween. Yeah, I can't wait for Grafton either, man. Did you guys see the photos for that? We can look at that after this game. I don't know if some of you guys maybe haven't seen them yet. Yeah, it's great. It's great. They're boring, plain and simple. No, the biggest issue that I have with the events is that you don't have to do anything that is related to the event to be a part of the event. You can just do normal investigations, go get the objectives, find out what ghost it is, leave, and you just contributed to the event. That makes 0 sense to me. Yeah. Zimmy, thank you for the Prime. Welcome in, guys. I started playing Phas during Halloween when it first released. And the reason we did is because it was Halloween. We just wanted to play a spooky game. So, well, Phas just came out. And we're like, ooh, that seems like a good, fun idea and terrifying, which it was, because when you don't know these horror games, it's scary AF. So I gave it a shot. I had a way better time than I thought I ever would have. And before I played Phas, one of the only really other horror games I played Outlast on stream. Dude, what are you hiding from me? Maybe it's all under the thing. I don't think so though. Outlast was the first horror game that I ever played on stream, and I did it as like a sub goal way back when I wasn't doing horror games. I have no dots in this room. Oh, now you throw the book, you a-hole. All right. Sorry, I'm sidetracking. We're talking a bunch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How can you know about the mimic in a nightmare mode? You get 3 pieces of evidence instead of 2. You should not be getting 3 pieces of evidence inside of nightmare. Don't have a PC playing Phas in Minecraft and Roblox. Okay, well, so you're not playing Phas. You're playing knockoffs. Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Why did I never put you down? What the fuck? You'll always get 1 more. What do you mean? Oh, you mean for the mimic? Yeah. Yep. No matter how many pieces of evidence you get, whether it's a no evidence run or it's insanity or nightmare, you will always get extra because the orbs for the mimic are fake. They're not real. Yeah. Yeah, cells. Exactly. 100%. Hey, Jesse, you're good. All right, old Dingleberry. We have a feeling that you're going to be dats because you're not giving me anything else. All right, do one of those. And then we do, wait for it. Do one of those. Lighter check. I have it. What's your real name? FlashForce. When I came out of the womb, they're like, oh, little FlashForce. Keep on getting stupid shades. It's per day basis, man. If you're getting the same ghost over and over again, I would suggest restarting your game. You might get lucky. We sure it's not free? Oh, it absolutely could be. I just haven't gotten it yet. See, it's definitely really cold, but it's not cold enough for freezing. So we think maybe. Well, I was going to go check for Goryo dots, but I see that that's not necessary anymore. Grandma, can you actually wait a minute? Wait a minute. Granny, don't do the thing yet, please. Okay, now do the thing. I don't want to get salt photos. Frickin' dootskis. No, it's not a crawler. She just was directly behind me. It's Grandma. She can't crawl. She can't do that. Yes. We know it's not you. We know it's not you. So it's an Oni or a Raiju. Interesting. I don't think I've been farted on yet, right? Not that I'm aware of. Would I get this photo? I mean, it's on top of the thing. It's not under it, so it should be fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. Beetle, what up, man? Would you believe it if I told you I live in a haunted house IRL? I would, Halogen. I would, because you work in a like haunted looking light. Oh, hey, how are you? You work in a haunted looking lighthouse. I would believe you. Maker Hunt. I think we have to. Yeah. It's Oni. Well, I mean, that's just yelling at a 50% chance at that point. There's nothing that said Oni to me, other than it hasn't done a ghost ball event. No, we'll be sure. We'll make her hunt. Hey, Beast, how are you? Done for 27 years, gotten used to it. That's why I worked in the haunted lighthouse. Has my sanity drained quicker? I'm not going to know. I'm a nightmare, so I don't have a sanity board. I have no clue. What evidence do we have? We have dots in EMF. So it walked in salt and we saw dots in person. So it's either an Oni or a Raiju. And that's just a hunt away. Literally just a hunt. We'll do motion sensor. We'll get it to walk. I mean, I could force the hunt with the music box. We don't need a ghost photo. It's going to eventually come upstairs. We can see what it is. But then I need to place more stuff so we can get photos. And I need to find the bone. Doing challenges today? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Not sure. Usually watch on the tube. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Litwix, welcome in, man. How is everyone doing? Is everyone excited for Chronicle? I really am. I've been talking to a couple of the other Kinetic partners and other friends that play Phas, and I think everybody's excited for it, to be honest with you. It's going to be really good. Wraith sometimes step on salt? No. Wraith never step on salt. No. Hey, Johnny. How are you? I'm good, man. Why is it called Chronicle? I don't know. Why is a fork called a fork? Because whoever made it decided to name it that. Salty no likey. Salty no likey. Do you plan on trying to play a lot of backrooms games with friends? Maybe. Maybe, Matthew. We are on a search of just multiplayer games that could be a lot of fun and just interesting and chaotic. So, yeah. Why is space called space? Exactly. Because they have not stated any rhyme or reason as to why they named it Chronicle. They just said that they did. Yeah. Hi, Luca. How's it going? All right. You are going to inevitably come this way. So we'll do this. Okay. I also... So I have this in the air like this. There's obviously no cork on it. I throw it down. There's now a cork on it. I never noticed that before. Yep. Let me go get my camera. Mom, get the camera. Does Phasmophobia will be free in future? No, probably not. All right, Ghosty, do you want to throw something? An extra photo or two? Love English. Isn't it cool? It's a lot of fun. Tier 2 does that too, where the like puts the lid back on for no reason. I wonder if, oh, I never asked about that. I never asked. There's like a couple little things here or there that I don't know. They're very small things, but they bother us. And one of the things that bothers me is the sanity pills not looking like they're used. That bothers me. Yeah. Why? Why what? Would you go to your room? I don't have a smudge on me. That's kind of dangerous. Okay, that's less dangerous now. You just chipped your tooth? It sounds like a skill issue. Still. She no wanna? Yeah, she does. Hey, lazy. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Granny, will you throw something, you nerd? Gosh dang it. There we go. Watch the vids every day. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Lighter. You guys have ye little faith in me. I have it. Don't ask how, because like it's a skill issue. Were you drinking out of a cup and then immediately smacked your face and chipped your tooth? Or were you chewing on something like candy? If it's a ride, you should be hunting by now. It depends on my sanity. It might not be low enough, which fair enough to Ghosty Shorts. Let's go find the bone. Let's go find the bone. Rebel! Oh, look, the bone. Rebel, thank you for the super chat, dude. Appreciate you. Granny has skill issues? Yeah, maybe. We have a music box and we already have a ghost photo, so really I can just HR Chuck and stuff, and then we can watch the ghost from here and we'll know what it is. I don't have any electronics up here. Nope. Goodbye. That sounds fast to me. All you it's an Oni peoples. Shame on you. Shame. I forgot about the motion sensor because I needed to get the motion sensor. Wait, come back! I was gonna smudge you. Oh boy, never mind. Gotcha. Country, thank you for the 4 mods. Does it slow the ghost? No. No, doctor. If the wraith walks past any salt, it's not affected by it in any way. Because it doesn't step in it, it does not slow down. All right. Let's take 6 photos. 3. Tom! Is that everything? Listen, we're taking advantage of the salt strat while we can because it's going to be gone. But when it's gone, it's going to be a very good thing. Why not free in future? I don't. Why can't you go to McDonald's and get free food? Chronicle means a written account of important events in order of their occurrence. So with all the new things, we'll be gathering and recording in the new update. Makes perfect sense. Chronological order. Also, hi. Hi, Tom. Hello, my friend. That does make sense. Yeah, Tom, you feeling any better, man? I know Tom got hit hard last week with the sickness. Got hit freaking hard, but still went live like a madman. We can't just go and get free food. What? Yeah, getting there. Good. Good. I hope you're getting a lot of rest, man. Oh, sorry for the delay. Don't you ever apologize to me for being late or not being around. Listen, man, we all have IRL. Okay. We are all busy. We all have things in life. Mr. Tom. All right. That's everything. Nice little ride shoe. We got all the stuff. Let's get out. Yeah, and then I'll pull up the Chronicle update. We'll just skim. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. We're just going to like floor it through it so I can show you guys because I've never showed it on stream. I just made a video about it. Welcome back. You're going to make a puppet that looks like... Oh my God. I don't know how I feel about that. Am I excited about the update, dude? I can't wait. I really can't. Raiju. It was easy between a Raiju and an Oni because it's sped up. We heard the speed downstairs. Raiju Oni, without line of sight, the Oni at no point will gain speed unless it sees you. And it never saw me and it was fast downstairs. Easy peasy. Did you confirm it was a Raiju because of the speed? Yes, I immediately knew because we had dots, so we knew it wasn't a mimic. And then it was between those two because it walked in the salt and also we saw dots in person. So it was just Oni and Raiju. Yeah. They can't see you through the door. No. Any percent speed run of a dev? Wait, oh, doing some speed runs? Yeah. Let me pull up. Actually, here, I can do it like this. We can do it like this. I didn't mean to do it like this. Lazy. Lazy, thank you for the subs, dude. Appreciate you. Kicking the month off. I appreciate you guys, man. All right, let's get this. Okay, that's good. Ads are coming soon anyway, so this is good. We can do this before ads happen. Lazy, thank you. How's streams been? It was good. OBS crashed right as I was getting ready to go into games, so that was fun. That was great. But besides that, it's been going very well. Very well. All right, I'm gonna do a very quick skim of this. Like I said, I have a video on this if you want to listen to me talk about the entire thing, but This was the developer preview number 19 that released this past week that is giving us some important information. So let's look at the important information. Our next big update is coming June 24th. And they are saying that this is possibly one of the biggest updates that they have ever had to the game. And there's a reason for it. And we're going to look at just a couple of the things that are included. There's so much more that's included that is not even listed here. That's why this is just a preview. This is not meant to list everything. I can't wait, Halogen. I'm more excited now than I was. Even when I knew Chronicle was coming, I'm more excited now. For sure. Pro, thank you for the 2-month Prime. Yeah, I'm super excited. So before we talk about Chronicle at all, Grafton Farmhouse rework. This is going to be coming to us after Chronicle. This is not going to be included. I understand it's a little bit confusing. People were very confused thinking Grafton was coming with, but if you read through it all, you'll understand that they tell you it's not. It's just a little confusing because it's like, welcome back. Today we're excited to announce the next major update, Grafton Farmhouse rework. So if you're just skimming and you're not reading everything, it's going to catch you off guard. Grafton Farmhouse rework after Chronicle. If Chronicle is coming June 24th, we can just assume that Grafton is going to be released in July. That is just a guess, we think. Hard to say. But here's one of the first images that they show us inside of the dev preview, and we haven't seen these. These were new images. So, I mean, this is Grafton, man. This is the Grafton like we know it, where you have the staircase going up like this, and this guy wrapping around the banister. But I don't have the OBS filter on this one. You'll notice some things though about this, where like there's a blown open hole over here, what looks like it goes in the next room. And actually, I don't have the image yet. Based on CJ's implication, July would be a fair guess. Okay, Car, hi friend. There is a image that they have in one of the earlier developer previews. I could try to find it, but I think it shows us what that other room looks like. And it even shows the blown out wall here. So I think we even know what the other side looks like over here. But this is the foyer. You can see right here sparks coming off of this. So I think when you turn the power on, the light that's in this room is just this busted ball, like this busted like electrical wire that's sitting up here because the chandelier has fallen off. But then you have this angle, which I think is, this was the table in Grafton. So when you walk in the front door and you make a right past that wall going towards the bedrooms, you have the table that normally goes here. And then this was the twins room and laundry and master. But I think this is going to be the workshop, like with the sewing machines and the mannequins. And we've seen an image of what that might look like as well. I included it in the video that I made. But other than that, we have the media tab where they show us a few different things. They show us that we're going to be able to get actual specific ghost like event models. When I say event model, I mean like shadow ghost or or just ghost maybe whenever it's full physical form. So we don't know if we're going to be able to get multiple photos of that or not. Instead of taking a photo of a cup on the ground and saying that you have like interaction or throw or whatever, you take a picture of the EMF, because that is the paranormal that is happening, not the cup. When I say that, I mean, like, if you're looking at a photo of the cup, that doesn't say paranormal to you at all. You know what I mean? Oh, somebody threw this. Okay. Are they going to rework every map in the game? Any map that is not one that they created from scratch, I would say yes. Yeah, I think so. Because they want to have all of their own assets. They do not want to rely on assets that were from Unity. Yeah. Yeah. They threw this. Just trust me, bro. Hey, Peggo, how are you? If we can get and are credited for different manifestation photos, that's epic. I hope so. That'd be great. Take a picture of this. I want to take a picture of the damn fart ball. If I can take a picture of the fart ball, perfect update. But we can see we have a couple different images with this too. So when you record clips, you'll be able to record clips of different things as well. Disturbed salt, object is thrown, interaction, ghost orbs, door moved. There's a lot. It's going to take us a long time to figure out all the things that we can photograph and film and also record sound of. So there's paranormal sound, spirit box, ghost event, and these are all unique. So I think what we were understanding from CJ and listening to Tom's stream as well is that there's going to be like, think of it like the parabolic microphone where you can only hear certain sounds when you're listening to the recorder, but you can also hear sounds that you can only hear on the parabolic normally. So I think you're going to be able to, even if you get a banshee whale, I think you're going to be able to record it. But then once you get that, then you move on for unique things, spirit box, ghost event, yada yada. So they even had this clip of the sound recorder. I mean, they even have this video clip of it. So this should be loud enough for you guys to hear. Up. Hold on. We gotta wait. Brad, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How was stream, dude? But yeah, this is the sound. They have already stated that they are going to fix that sound. We immediately expressed that we were not fans of this sound. I don't like that at all. It sounds like what I said. I said it sounds like the living room fan with like a high pass. I don't know, but they're gonna fix it. Yeah. And then also the last thing is this is definitely the truck, and this looks like a new CCTV system. So it should be cool, man. I'm excited for it. Guys, I have ads coming. Just a heads up. Just a heads up. Thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate you. I kind of like it. You like that sound? I don't. It's so aggressive. It's like the Bleasdale door. Yeah. Jenna, welcome in. Minnie, how are you? Bama! One word, 4 letter. Oh, yeet. Thank you for the tier 2 for 10 months, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan, but they're receptive. They are listening and they are understanding what people are looking for. So the fact that the beta testers were not like, dude, this is really loud, right? Or like, this is really aggressive for what's supposed to be a hand recorder. If it was said, they never changed it, but we said something. Yeah. Hey, Mary, how are you? To my Discord, ever send you a link, Steam, because I got hacked? I didn't know. If you were kicked from my server, then probably. I don't know, Corrupt. I don't remember. I'd have to go look. All right. We wait for ads. We wait. Is the video of the recorder the tier 1? Yes, I think so. Yeah. I believe it is. There we go. There we go. Fixed it. I think the sound is fine considering it's only tier 1. Yeah, but it's just like, have you ever listened to one of those recorders before? Like, have you ever listened to a mini deck recorder? They don't sound like that. Started film school. Any tips? Well, I never went to film school, so I don't know what to tell you. I think film school and what I do are very different things. Yeah. I think they stated somewhere. Yes, I think that's tier 1. Yeah, they haven't shown us tier 3. I think we have an image that has tier 1 and tier 2, and then tier 3 was like scratched out. So I don't even think we've actually seen what the tier 3 even looks like yet. But yeah, those little hand recorders, yeah, they don't sound like that. I've been rewatching you play. Oh, Schedule 1. Oh my God, man. It's been a while. It's just another one of those games, man. I just don't have enough time to play all that stuff. Yep. Tier 1 unlocked to level 4. Yep. That sounds right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's get out of there. In the laundry room on Grafton, there's a bottle of ant killer, and it says the doesn't give a shit on. Wait, what? I don't know if I saw that. My son keeps pointing at the screen and doing the stem, like, yeah, goober. I see him too. Hey, hey, wait. You calling the kid a goober or me? Gonna head to the gym? Good luck, man. Have fun. Recently found the sound recorder from the first ever paranormal investigation I did. Need to go through it again because I know I have EVPs on there for Eastern State Penitentiary. Ooh, interesting. Oh, the kid's a goober. Oh, okay. All right, we're cool then. We're Gucci. I'm not a goober. You know, with the hand recorder, it makes me think I want to get a talk boy. Both are goobers, whatever. I want to re-get a talk boy. I had when I was younger. I want to get another one. That's the hand recorder I want. Put a talk boy in the game. Then we can talk. Boy. Mr. Bones, how are you? Will I play Mortuary Assistant? I've played Mortuary Assistant before. You found your old one? Oh, I would love to get another one. I would love it. Hey, Lunar, how are you? First EVP that I had on there, I got freaked out because I didn't hear it while we were there. Ooh, even freakier. Even freakier. Just like, yes, that's what it was from. Yes. Yes, from Home Alone. Absolutely. Credit card, you got it. All right. We are back. We are back. Thank you for the patience through the ads, friends. As always, I appreciate you. Hope that the recordings you can access in the game. Yeah, I don't know. There was verbiage within the developer preview about, and I'm sure that was flavor text, but it said something about like collecting them all. I'm just wondering if there's going to be somewhere here that like maybe we can play them back. Like imagine if you can go into this screen or there's another screen or something where you can go back and listen to the stuff that you've done. That'd be great. I would be very, very fond of that. I think that'd be sick. Kind of like, yeah. The truck seems set up to show that and makes sense why the photos are in there now. Yeah, maybe when you go in there, you'll have the new CCTV system that you can actually like look at from inside of here. Maybe. Dumpling, hello, how are you? All right, let's go to Edgyfield. Yeah, I think that'd be great. What does the plaque say? Oh, the plaque, it stated my level that I was before the prestige system was added to Phas. Yeah, I have that same plaque right there on the wall. You can't see it, but it is there. And then the Apocalypse trophies as well. Jason Sweeney. Repel, event, firelight. Well, I don't have the lanterns. Although, you know what though? We can try our luck. I say we try our luck. I'm going in with a photo camera. And that. Yeah. What about character customization? We haven't heard anything about it. All we were told about character customization was this year. That's all we know. That's heat. Oh! That was on the left-hand side. No. I think it's the next room over. I think it's over here. Damn it, I was wrong. Wait, what room is that? No. In the bathroom, was it? Boner. No. Oh, maybe it's downstairs. I don't know why I thought that was up. Oh, it's on the right hand. Oh, maybe it's here. I think I was looking at the wrong direction. I should have mirrored it and I didn't. Jason. Jason, are you taking a poo up? Jason? Jason. Rude dog. Jason. Unicorn sprinkles. Hi, friend. How are you? Oh, maybe it's here, actually. That's cute. Do the ting. Show up, nerd. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what window did you just touch? Oh, bathroom? Mom, bathroom? Okay. You blew that out. Let's go get UV. Let's go get UV. Jason's mom won't like that you're calling him out like that. Well, Jason's mom does not have it going on, and she can lick a butt. So we're going to take this. We're going to take that. We're going to take this. We're going to take this. Have I ever found a ghost immediately? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ghosts that are like right here. Of course. I have played a few couple investigations, so it's inevitable that something like that will happen. Eventually. Pamela Voorhees. I like it. I like it. Wait, we should drop this. No of. It doesn't mean there isn't any. I just don't think so. I think I got there in time. There's no orbicals. No Orbeez. Which room are you in, dog? 12 degrees. 6. All right. Ghosty is in the laundry. Put that there. We'll put this right here. Nice. Lovely. Now it's knocking on more stuff. What a jerk. Shell! Is that Blurp? I swear to God. Yeah, I knew it. Shell, thank you so much for the 8 months. Tiger, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Nothing. Doot, 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 doot. How you been? Been forever? I've been good, friend. Lots of stuff and things happening. IRL, stream, games. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? I see my breath finally. Yeah, I like that. Where are you? Nada. Maybe not. Let's go get the EMF. You think it's a demon? What's my most hated? The Goryo, because they suck. Goryo for sure. Demons? No, I don't mind demons. I don't mind them at all. Hungry Jack! Interesting. Isn't that interesting? You did that when I was out of the room. Interesting. Tiger, thank you for the biddies, dude. Hope you and chat have a great week. I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much. I wonder if there's a shade. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. That was interesting. No thanks, sir. I'm married. I'm taken. Yeah. He's ready for a no pants dance that I'm not down for. Royal, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. I hear you. Shut up. Why is he naked? I don't know. I'll ask him. Hey, why are you naked? What if I got a response? Spirit box tested. You mean like when I spirit box tested? Maybe he was in the shower. Fair enough to Ghosty, I guess. Yeah, that's fair. Can walk into someone's house and ask why they're naked. I mean, you technically can, but they have a reason to be. He didn't expect neighbors to just come prancing on in. We're just in his territory. I need to repel it while it's hunting. We can do that in a little bit. But for now, I'm going to bring in one of these. He likes naked parties? Ugh. Ugh. Ghost, why aren't you wearing pants? Ghost says, I don't know. Why'd the chicken cross the road? I don't know why. Because. Do red light events mean anything? No, not in particular. There's no ghost that favors red light events, if that's what you're asking. Oh, I can only collect one of those. That's fine. Oh, Tiger, I call everyone dude. It doesn't matter. It does not matter who or what you are. Everyone is dude. I'm a dude. He's a dude. She's a dude. We're all dudes. Yeah. It's inevitably what I call everyone. Probably peed his pants out of fear. Wait, the ghost did? Why? What did I do? I just work here. 1, 2, 3. We need 4 or 5. Do I already have a photo of Stinky? No, I don't. Hello? Hello? No dudeskies? No, I don't think so. Frog, thank you for the 17 months for tier 3, dude. You're pretty scary. Hey. Hey. All right. I want the last photo to be a ghost photo. Spawn in front of me, please, and thank you. I want the good burger. Sir, yes, sir. How dare you? Make me sick. What level are you? I don't know. 70 something. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Jason Sweeney. Jason. 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 Maybe it's Cribs. Jason. Do you have any Cristal in your fridge? Jason. No, don't do that. Hey, Jason, I bet you won't set the microwave off. What happened to this thing? Jesus Christ. He wants his mask. Oh, well, that was an option. Did I ever get... I never got my second piece of evidence, did I? Oh, there it is. Shade Revy Demon Moroi. Well, we don't have Spirit Box. Can't be a Moroi, so it's a Demon, a Revy, or a Shade. I don't know about the whole Shade thing. I'm not necessarily convinced. Gave me more light for the photos. Yeah, but I wanted a photo of the ghosty. I didn't want a photo of the stuff in there. It did. I don't know if it evented when I was in here or like if I technically walked out of the room. All right. I'll take a picture of some poo water. Oh, you suck so much. You're lucky I don't need that. Is my sanity really low enough for this to be, you know? It waited for me to put the camera down. Yeah, he's camera shy. He's like, dude, I have no pants. I don't know what you want from me. For goodness sakes. Tiger, thank you for 3 months in advance. Thank you, man. Thank you. I was by the bathroom door. Yeah, I might have been out of the room when it did that the first time. Let's see. Can I safely leave and go get another motion sensor? We'll try. Jesse, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And Tiger, thank you for all the biddies, man. You guys are amazeballs. I'm here to film. That's right. That's right. I'm here to film for his Oni fans. Hey, Taylor, how are you? Many, 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 many. Okay, I don't know what room it was in. Ghosty, what room were you in? Ghosty. That didn't answer my question. What if I go here? You standing in here? Okay, I'd say shade is off the table because that light is the only light that went off. That one did not. Uh-huh. It's now out of the room. Okay, shade's out. Okay, listen, no pants dance. I'm not interested. Scared. I'm scared. What if it hunts me? Hey, Biggie, how are you? F the shoes? Okay. F the shoes. F the shoes. F. Okay. good to go. Rylan, welcome in. Taylor, thank you for the gifted sub. Careful, SpongeBob. I know. The demon or a Revy. Let's go this way. Give. Why is it no hunting all of a sudden? Why are you so shy? It's a demon trust? Okay. Nailed it. Oh my god! There's no pants for you here. Back off. It was technically not chasing me when I... Oh, damn it. Scammed. Yeah, we'll do it again. It's fine. It was technically not chasing me. Why? Because I lost line of sight over here. Is that an actual hiding spot? If there's any actual like hiding spots in the game that are considered hiding spots by Kinetic, they are spots that can be blocked. So that spot back there in the corner is more of a natural hiding spot where you can break line of sight with the ghost. He's trying to take your pants, run! What's this green light? Is this green light supposed to be like, hey, the TV's on? Or like it can be on kind of thing? I don't know. I don't understand what the green light is from. Whatever. Whatevs. Yeah, I know. I know. But you need to repel it while it's chasing. So yes, it was mid-chase, but because it lost line of sight, I guess it was no longer chase. Oh, son of a biscuit. Oh, maybe they have those LEDs on the back to make it replicate whatever's on the TV. Will the sofa break line of sight? No. No. No, no, no. Whack. That is whack. Trying to take the pants. Run. Flee. Thank you for the follow. Faceless, welcome in. He was chasing his dreams for those two. Oh. Oh, that's what he was chasing? Not me? Their reference to Gatsby? Like the end of the pier thing? Western Saloon. Is that on Blu-ray? We've been through this. Okay, I had to make sure he could see me. Oh no. That son of a bitch. He slow walked back to my hiding spot. Oh, that was terrifying. Can a mayor turn the TV on? They're supposed to be able to, but I believe there's a bug in the game right now where they can't. So as of now, if you have a ghost that turns the TV on, it's probably not a mayor. Extremely rude. Rude, crude dude. All right. Revy. Wow. He wants love. I don't want to offer it. Alias, thank you for the 17. Hope you're having a glorious first day of June. I am, friend.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Revy. Bangarang, Peter. Bangarang. Hey, W, what's up, man? Love. Marriage. Nice. Whew. Autumn, hello. He found his pants. It's just that there was a human that was still wearing them. Yeah, that was the big issue here. All right. Do you guys want to choose the next map? Do you think we'll be able to exercise the ghosts in Horror 2? No. No, I don't think we ever will. And I don't want to. I don't want to at all. Rain, thank you for the subs. Well, I'm saying, would you rather do a vote, a drop? You tell me. Dumpling, have a great day, man. A vote or a drop? Hey, Brookie. Hello. I'll scroll back and read the message, friend. You guys want to do a vote? Let's do a vote. We'll do a vote this time. Next time we'll do a drop. How about that? We'll go back and forth between them to make it fair. All right. Friends, your vote counts once. Oh God. Oh God. Hold on. It's 1 through 14. Why is it not turning on? Hold on. Hold on. Oh God. Why did it disconnect? It disconnected. Hold on. I got to reconnect it to the correct thing. Is this the one? Hold on. There it is. There it is. Okay, I fixed it. I think it was connected to the old St. Jude thing. St. Jude thing. All right, 1 through 14. Where are we going? It only works on the purple side, friends. Yeah. Someday I'll find a way to make it where it can go across both, which would be cool. But for now, this is how we have to do it. Yeah. Rain, thank you for the subs. Thank you so much. I'll give you guys a minute and then we'll go wherever you guys want us to go. Yeah. Oh, Brookie. So sorry, friend. Hold on. Let me scroll back. Stay safe and healthy. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Same to you. Yep. Vote counts once, friends. Thank you, Matthew. MX, hello. How are you? I don't know how to pronounce that name. There's some names in here that are very interesting. Very, very interesting. That was your first time in chat? I know. No, I know. I can see that it was the first time. Yeah, welcome in. Lean, welcome in. Hello. Are you excited for most of the maps to get reworked? I am. Yeah, I know a lot of people are not a lot. Some people are against the idea of redoing the maps and they think that they should just leave them alone and add new maps. I don't agree with that. I like that they're trying to get rid of these asset maps and replace them with their own maps. So we saw Grafton. We saw the way that was laid out. I mean, for the most part, they're keeping the bones of it the same. There's like maybe a couple adjustments to the structure here or there, and then all the assets are custom and made by them. I like that. High school, I think that they should just deactivate and wait until they can replace it. That's the one I'm just like, woof. Absolute woof. All right. Random it is. The randoms have it. The randoms have it. Craig, thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. They better not touch Willow. I think that they're going to, but I think that just like Tanglewood, I think that it's loved so much that they're going to keep the main part of it the same as in the layout. You'll know the layout. It'll just feel new because everything looks custom. That's my guess. Watch it be high school. I will not be surprised. I'm sorry, but how often do I get large maps when we do random? Very. Very. Yeah, high school map is just the worst. I want them to make more movable door type things like Oh, I see what you mean. Think about what they did with Bleasdale. Bleasdale has so many different things that are interactive. And during the developer preview that they just released last week, they even mentioned how redoing all these maps, it gives them a chance to try different things with the maps, different interactions, things that can happen, you know? I can't wait until they start adding things like, I don't know if it's going to happen in Horror 2.0 or whatever, but where the ghost events are really unique or like interactions. So like you're walking into a room and then all of a sudden, I don't know, something like you see something reach from under the bed or some creepy shit. That'd be so cool. Yeah. Venny, hello. All right. Random nightmare. Where are we going? Tanglewood. It's rigged. It's rigged. I don't know how it rigged, but I like it. I like it. Thank God. Thank God. They should give Maple Lodge a bit of a change up. I mean, they already have twice. Not twice. They've already given Maple Lodge a lift. Like, they created Maple. It didn't run well because it wasn't optimized. So they redid it so that it was optimized. I don't think that Maple Lodge is high up on their list of redos. My guess is they're going to leave it alone. Yeah. Thought I heard a person. Ghosties under the bed. They grab. Yes. Imagine, man. Like you're walking and then your vision gets pulled down because something grabs you. Oh, that'd be terrifying. Oh, there was somebody at my door and they're gone. Good talk. Good talk. There we go. EH, hello. We have a Karen. Oh no, it's a Karen. All right, let's go be the best manager. EMF, ghost event, and a repel. So let's get the EMF. Let's get this. And this. I've been really itching just to get the ghost photos early. It's just been the thing. Didn't they change Maple before console a bit too? Yeah, well they redid Maple. They reorganized it because of console. It wasn't a very optimized map and it had very long sight lines. It's a Banshee? Okay. Roger that. Oh. We're ready for the ghost photo. We are ready. Hey, Sword, how are you? Might as well look for the bone, yeah? Large maps, I've kind of given up on looking for the bone. I just don't care anymore. Oh, is this story, yeah? Unless I'm forced to with some sort of a challenge, I just don't care. Has Ridgeview been reworked? Yeah, it has. The Ridgeview a while back, they moved around the kitchen and the living room. So they used to be in the opposites of each other. It's a ghost? Okay, thank you for letting me know. Roger that. I see no boner jam, except for this one right here. Oh my. It'd be so awesome if the ghost would be able to grab you as part of the event. Yes, if it could nudge you, like push you. I think that'd be sweet. Argy, hello. Monkey paw? What am I missing? I think I looked for everything. Did I just not look for... Ah, the paw. I don't have it read.
The paw.
It's a phantom. No, change my mind. Well, they said it was a banshee. Which one is it? You accidentally just hit your head on the wall? What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you doing? Oh, what the... Walk too close to the bed. Ghost will grab the ankles. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's downstairs. Biscuits and butter. Hey, Lean. Glad to see you live. Well, welcome in, friend. I know that for some, it might be an awful time during the week. So this is definitely a better time for some peeps. What the hell happened here? What kind of shoddy craftsmanship is this shit? Mr. Chinggis, you want biscuits? Where from? Where are we going to get biscuits from? Red Lobster? Cracker Barrel? Cracker Barrel biscuits are damn good. Watch this, Chinggis. You're not ready for this shit. You ready? Hey, Karen Maudsley. Show Chinggis how we get a ghost photo. You would have shit if she would have showed up. Popeyes? Oh, I like Popeye biscuits. They're great. Liquid Lux, thank you for the follow. By the way, friends, wait a minute. I never lit you. I was like, why the hell did I just hear... Will this count? Sure will. Have any Cracker Barrel? Well, it's right down the street from us. It's not that far. You can't tell a Karen to show up. No. You just have to do it correctly. What? Hello, I heard you were looking for a manager. Damn it, that bish. Was that the stuffed animal teleported? This bish. Hey Sam, it's going well. How are you? All right. Fine. We'll bring stuff in, you a-hole. I was really hoping it would give itself up. Imagine capturing video evidence of a campfire being lit by the ghost. Oh, that'd be great. That would be so good. Homemade biscuits? No. Homemade biscuits that are made from the mix that you get from Cracker Barrel. They're amazing. They are so damn good. We brought 12 things to the 10 items or less lane. She's going to be pissed. Has it hunted? No. Change your voice so Karen thinks you're the manager. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, she might know better. She knows our tricks. Okay, hold on. I think you're right. All right, hold on, ma'am. I'll change my voice. Maybe she'll show up then. She knows us. She has seen it. Okay. Never mind. Well. No, not a phantom. Doing some yard work. Ooh, how'd it go? Well, I never actually changed my voice. Maybe she just, I don't know. Maybe she just hates us. That bitch. All right, ma'am. I don't have crucifixes in here. I hope that my sanity hasn't drained. Ooh, ooh, oh, it's so close. Just go under. Just do it. Oh. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you friendly? Where are you? Are you here? Are you looking for the manager? Karen. Karen, where are you? Karen! She's not answering me. Rude. Rude, Is this a normal nightmare run? Yeah. You just have to ignore her. Oh, she's playing hard to get. Oh, well, that makes sense. Get that, get this, get that. I've got one piece of everything in there, so I can bring a salt in there, too. How many elbows? All Mr. Doc. All right, don't do stuff. Okay, now do stuff. You're not going to give me that. We have not had EMF 5. Halogen! Why did Karen press Control-Alt-Delete? She wanted to see the task manager. You sneaky butthole. She walked in the salt and then didn't walk anymore. I hate it. I hate it. You're using that. I'm so glad Halogen can provide you with the tools you need. Huh. What are you not doing? Doing no evidence with Coach and Chingus, but you can't talk. That would be a really awful video to watch. I want you to imagine me doing a video where I can't talk at all, and all you're doing is watching me walk around. I feel like that would really suck to watch. Orbs still in there? They're right there. Wait a minute. Okay, it can't be a Goryo. This bish, this bish. No freezing. No spirit box. There's Nanor. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. It's an MMA fight. Guys could do. Oh, Tay, actually, you know, Baron brought that idea up, so I might need to talk to Baron and Chingus about that. Can't be that one. Definitely no. Oh god. Oh god. What the fuck? Okay. Possible Banshee. Knowing this game, it'll be freezing or writing. Bro, it's a Hantu. Yeah, you nailed it. You did a great job. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and mark Hantu and leave if you guys are cool with that. Because they know what's happening. You guys cool with that? They said bro, so it has to be right. I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, let's do it. Hey, Zach, how are you? Oh, you burst those, didn't you? You suck. And you get both of these, which doesn't even make sense. Whatever. I hate your face. Bro, you do you. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Not interested. Oh, I never got a parabolic. Son of a... You can open it back up. Yes, you can. You can. Oh, you guys didn't know that? Yeah. Well, if you had no idea, yes, you can. If you shut the truck, let's say, and you're like panicking and you can't get what you need or you forgot something, when you shut the truck doors, while this is still initiating, if you click it again, you can spam click it just to be safe. Click it again, opens it back up. Yeah. There's a little fun fact for you. Don't forget the parabolic. Thank you. I could always do a Banshee test and go away and put some motion sensors down, but maybe we'll get lucky and I'll get a parabolic. Maybe I'll get a Banshee whale. In 3, 2, 1. God dang it. Oh, ghost fart. That's not a Banshee whale at all. Come on, do it. What are you waiting for? Zeno, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. You sure Flash has a lighter? Yes, Flash has a lighter. Zeno, how was stream? What is the Banshee test? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. It is dependent if you are a solo player or if you're playing with others. If you're playing with others, there's a little bit easier of a test because you can literally make it happen during a hunt. The Banshee will pick a target out of all the players that are in the game. And if everybody's in the house and it's a Banshee, it will go after one person based on their sanity. They are the target. If they're not in the house, then the ghost will hunt like normal. So if it's me, Chinggis, Coach, and Aldi, and I'm the target, if I'm outside and they're inside, ghost acts like a normal ghost. But if I'm solo, it doesn't matter. You're always the target. Duh. So there's ways you can do this. The Banshee will stalk a player if it's on the same floor as the player, or if the Banshee's favorite room is an attic or a basement, it can stalk to the main floor. So if this ghost was in the basement and it's a Banshee, it could stalk me up here. But since it's over there in that back bedroom, I could put a motion sensor down here, sit in the corner with some salt, and then just wait. And if the ghost goes all the way from that bedroom all the way over to here, there's no ghost that's going to roam that far on a normal basis. So that would definitely be a Banshee roam. Or I could get a Banshee scream, which would be nice, but we don't know that it's a Banshee. What are the chances? I forget. I don't remember. Yeah. Exart, thank you for the follow, man. These are the ghosties, though. It has not done anything to make it seem like it's a Yuri ability. Banshee, Yokai, Raiju, Thay. I don't know. Yokais have seemed busted to me. I've tried talking near the ghost, and I feel like it doesn't do anything at all. The only way to do a Yokai test is to check the distance during the hunt for me. Is it 33.3? Okay, there you go. Possible age Thay? Maybe. We could force a hunt. Yeah. Maybe that's the move. Force a hunt so we can eliminate some ghosties. I need to repel it anyway. I think that's the move. This bish. It's a bit too boring to be a Thay. Well, if you spend enough time near a Thay, you're going to age it. And when you age it, it's going to get really, really inactive. So we maybe just spent too much time near it. And now it's just a stinky old slow ghost. But it's really hard to say right now. So we'll go in, put more salt down. We have photos we can take. Yeah, well, we could trap it. Let's put this one here. Once it walks in that, then I'm going to trap it. Is there monkey paw? There is. You're lagging? Oh, have you thought about not lagging? Well, never mind. I guess that you're good to go. Possible Raiju, maybe. Maybe. Actually, I'll keep this on for now. Had a Banshee two screams back to back before having evidence. Oh my god. Is an age Thay slower than a nearby Dio? No, I don't think so. No, but it is super slow. It's slow enough that you can loop it without having to sprint or anything. Minnie, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I mean, I could remove the crucifixes because it's going to just eat the crucies until it hunts. Maybe that's the move. Lord, welcome in. Can you wish for a blood moon? No, I wish. I really, really wish that that was a thing, but it's not, unfortunately. Did you shut the power off, you a-hole? Hey. Elijah, how are you? Give. Can't you just use the monkey paw? But why would I use the monkey paw to wait 60 seconds for it to hunt while it's already trying to hunt me now? You know what I'm saying? And then cause a cursed hunt, which is then in turn longer. When I could just make sure the crucifixes are away from it and it's about to hunt me right now. Event. Yep. Get away from the crucifix, ma'am. Banshees teleport? No, they don't. Banshees stalk. They don't teleport. During the hunt, you wish to be safe. Does it stop right away? Nope. Wishing to be safe will open up a hiding spot. You can wish for a wish of a blood moon, but also won't work, bro. What? Oh, ghost fart. Do you guys really use that like in everyday vernacular? Like, is that the thing? It's so spicy. Hey, Dynamic, how are you? Listen. Listen. Yeah, bro. Come on. Maybe I should have wished for it to hunt. At this point, well, I don't know why it's not hunting. It's just eventing like crazy. Stone of the Doom Slate achievement. Unfortunately, that one is just pure RNG. Keep going, keep running in over and over and over again. God, they're so unpredictable. I'm going to go to do this and it's going to hunt. I wish to trap the ghost. There we go. It's not a real word, bro. Yes, it is. What the hell? Yeah, huh? See ya, Bella. Have a good one. Lizard! Thank you for the 18 months. Welcome back. You shut up. I know that's not the ghost. Still don't have a hangman card after months. Well, I mean, Phoenix, it's up to you if you want to, like, I'd say it's not even cheaty doodling. You're playing the game the correct way. But if you, excuse me, if you do a custom with cards, you could make it happen and just get it over with. Fumbo. Wishing to trap the ghost. It hunts after 60 seconds. Pulled for 3 hours and nothing? Oh, yeah, F that. Raiju? Get it away from electronics. Yeah, Raiju. Where are you going, stupid? There she be. Got the bone, got the photos, got the goes, got the objectives. Get me out. finally on the move. Yeah, it's a Raiju. I got nothing. She was near electronics that whole time. I don't know. Why do you loop around the car instead of the kitchen table? I feel like the car is harder. No, I like having 2 looping spots because then I can also do a really nice yokai test from inside the garage. I like having the ability to loop the ghost here. And then if it's spicy, I can run out of here and run to here rather than starting here and then trying to make my way to the car. I can also peep this from here and watch long distance from there. That's why I like it. It's my favy. Raiju. Raiju does have line of sight. It does. It has line of sight speed up, but you're listening for the electronic speed up when you're listening for a Raiju.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Knowledge knows. Thank you for the follow. Big Slammer. Hello. Another perfect. The games are going well. Ghosties have actually been pretty decent. Not bad. Another Raiju though, unfortunately. Yeah. Played Point Hope the other day. Pulled cards. Very first card was High Priestess and then Hangman Fool. Ooh. Getting the High Priestess and then the Hangman is one of the best combos. 'Tis amazing. All right. 10 minutes before the next ads. Maybe we see if we can do a speedy nightmare. Maybe. When was the last time I got the ghost wrong? Oh, probably the last time I played Phas. It definitely happens. Huh. Hunted immediately after the full card? Damn. Damn. Let's try to do a speedy Grafton. Let's try to do a really fast one. I want to try to do this for the ad break hits. Can you join? Nope. We're not doing viewer games, friend. If I'm ever doing viewer games, it'll probably be in my title. It'll say viewer day or community day. If it doesn't say that, then I'm probably not. Yep. I'm not too sure how many streamers just say like, yep, let's go. Please. And can you help? No. You smell mirror? What's it smell like? Sunday's cozy day. Yes, sir. All right. Quickly. Dorothy. EMF. Capture 25. Let's go find what the cursed possession is. I'm going to bring in a smudge. This. And then we're going to bring in this. Yeah. That'll work. Recently watched the short with the Dots Ghost event. Didn't know that was possible. I didn't either. That was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that before. Damn. No mirror. Sad. Sag. Super Sag. Quarksy! Quarksy, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, dude. Oh my God. Give us your nuggies. I don't have any nuggies. Wait, where's Ducks? Ducks said they were making nuggets earlier. Bone. Ducks, they want your nugs. Hey, Quarksy, how are you? How was stream? How is it going? Oh my goodness. Welcome in, you crazy beans. Ducks has nuggets. They came in and said they were making nuggets, which was a really awful idea because now we know that they have nuggets. Don't take my nuggets, please. Hi, Melly. How are you? Z, how's it going? Oh my goodness. Welcome in, you crazies. How's it going? Who's Ducks? Don't fight Ducks. One of our homies. High demand nuggies. You listen here. You asked nicely and maybe we'll think about it. Okay, we're a civilized community around here. Nothing but mature. I forgot where their Ouija board usually is in Grafton. The Ouija board is back in through the master in the left closet area. Yeah. Why are we talking about nuggies? They literally came in asking for them, demanding them. Can I please have some nuggets? No. Thank you guys for the follows. Jacob, Cry, Johnny. How are you guys? Oh, gross. Ugh. That's not going to help us, is it? Don't let him lie to you. We're okay. If you guys use blurp, you're feral. There's a different story there. Can we get tacos? You know, I do have some leftover chicken from tacos yesterday. You guys can have it, I guess. Love Ducks. I know. Ducks is awesome. You know what? I'm trying to speed run this because like in 7 minutes ads are trying to play. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to see if I can quickly go in. Tacos sound tasty. How are you guys? How was the games today? What were you doing? All right, let's do this. F this. We're going to take in this. I have this. We're going to take this and I'm going to take one of these and we're going to do it. F it. We're going for it. F it. You like Taco Bell. You're not supposed to all caps it. I haven't heard the ghost at all, by the way. Side note. Faz and Dixper for funsies. Has Dixper been working for you? Has it been good? Actually, that's a pretty bad idea. We'll put it there instead. All right. I got the stuff in the things. Nugget is not pleased. I don't know that reference. There's no ghost here. All right, I'm just going to leave. You guys cool with that? Okay, first things first. I've made that mistake so many times. Do the old 1-2. I just heard it. You son of a... Wait. Okay. Camera will be next to my thing. Watch it be a Dio. Don't you hunt. Don't you hunt. Don't you hunt. Okay. Oh, it's a normie! Ugh. Run! Dude. It's gonna stop hunting before it gets back out here. Are you yokai? Yokai, let's go. We're out. We're out. Don't die, SpongeBob. I'm trying not to. Sai, thank you so much for the follow. Gizmo, welcome in. Oceanic, thank you guys so much. Johnny, how are you? Are you a yokai? I think so. Let's go. I stink so. I need to get way better at taking a picture of the circle before I light it because I don't ever actually do that. Oh, what a crappy mare. Why didn't it react to my walkie? The distance from where I was standing to the foyer right there is within range. It was a mare, I guess. Selective. It selected not to hear me. What is this? One of my kids? Well, damn it. I tried. I tried my hardest. Okay. I really didn't try my hardest, but we wanted to get one in before the ads came. Yeah. Connie, thank you so much for the 7 months. Stinky mare. They misspelled it. I think they misspelled it. It's a wannabe yokai. That's right. Corksy, I appreciate you so much, man. If you need to go get foods, if you need to sleep, if you need to just take a break, I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing your community in, homie. Amazing peeps. Can it not hear? No, it was on the same floor. It was literally right across from me. I don't know how it didn't hear me. No idea. Didn't you pick up the bone? No, I saw the bone. I never picked it up. No. We forgive. All right. I do have, unfortunately, stinky ads do come and go. I do 3 minutes of ads every hour, so that way there's no pre-rolls. So if you're not subbed, if you don't have Twitch Turbo, I try to pause inside of the menu so you guys don't get hit by ads. But it's the only way that we can control when they happen, so they don't happen in the middle of the game for you. So 3 minutes. Go stretch your legs, friends. Come right back. I'll be waiting. We'll be waiting here. Yeah. In Phasmo, anyone can be anything? Yeah. Yeah, basically. Of course. Of course. We try to pause when we can, man. Yeah, we'll do a drop after this and let you guys pick my next map. You're hungry? Then go eat. Making noodles? Ooh, what kind of noodles? What kind are we talking? Faz is a good game with 0 bugs. That is true. Does he see the YouTube chat as well? I think so. I'm not sure, though. The ads have come. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make some poppy corn? Ooh. I need to talk to the missus and figure out what we want to do for dinner. What's up, Jay? How are you? Oh no, Artsy, it's okay. It's okay. They just don't know what speaking is. You should do insanity. Why? Why? Insanity sucks. Mac and cheese for dinner? There you go. My daughter would be very happy. Connie, thank you again for the 7 months, friend. Stinky mare. Cuz fun. Please do tell. Please tell me who plays Insanity and goes, this is fun. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Night Raptor, how are you? Welcome in. Hello, hello. Beam, what up? Been a good 2.5 months since you've had mac and cheese. Well, because of my daughter, we can't go that long in this household without having mac and cheese. It's a must. You're working up to graduating from pro to nightmare. Nice. It's a very big jump. It is probably the biggest jump that you're going to make in difficulty in the game. Yeah. No, you said because fun. You didn't say because real cool streamer. You said because it was fun. And I said, why is it fun? I have yet to see why it's fun. That's like someone, you play high school. Why? Because I like it. No, you don't. No, you don't. Used to have it 2 to 3 times a month. Been working on it. Oh, bettering the diet. There you go. Don't they make some like healthier mac and cheese options? I don't know how good they are. I haven't tried. Flash is already insane. This is true. This is true. What's a funny trick I can teach my grandma's dog while I'm watching him? Just don't read every message that pops in chat. I think that's the new rule of thumb. You wish your kids would eat mac and cheese? Wait, they don't like mac. Well, okay, that's fair. My son doesn't like mac and cheese. He just says it's too cheesy. What about Insanity with a cursed object? You still have yet to tell me why Insanity is fun. See, we're eventually going to get there, and it's going to be a real fun time. What is your go-to game? Can't pick Phas. Well, okay, that's like, what is your go-to food? But you know the food that you eat every day? It can't be that one. Mac and cheese is overrated. I like mac and cheese. It's fine. Erky, thank you for the 2 months. Love watching the Hunt Spook. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right. Friends, we are going to do a drop. You can only drop once. Your drop only counts once. But drop with your favorite emote. Whoever lands closest to the center of the goo will get to pick what map I go to. Yeah, Mayor, I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to set up a multi-button that'll say that message with me turning the drop on. Maybe even have it where like it's delayed, where it'll automatically also drop. I think that's the plan. Yeah. Yeah, exclamation point drop with your favorite emote, friends. Carthora, thank you for the chaos biddy. Thank you. You always get the shade. So do I. I always land in like this corner down here. I always land here. Always. Almost always land there. Happens every time. What the heck? Oh, people are dropping to try to... Oh, thank you. Neon Tika. So a single bit sends down all of these different like items and balls and stuff to knock the actual people around or the emotes. Sometimes it's... Oh, my face is dead center. Great. Neon. Char, thank you. So right now my face is closest to the center with 88.62. Judgmental flashes in the pool. It's the goo cauldron. It's all the goo. All right, as of right now, Death Goddess is going to get the choice. Neon, how are you, friend? How is everything going? How are you feeling? How are all the things? How is it going at the House of Neon? Is Tom in an okay way? All right, we're giving it to Death Goddess. Death Goddess, GG's. Where are we going, friend? Your choice. It happens so fast. What I could do is I could always try to do the cue the drop thing and then let everybody drop at once and just see how it goes. We could always try that. You play on 150 Ghost? That's cool. Willow. Hey, listen, it's their choice. We go back to Willow. This time we're going to do no evidence, though. We're going to change it from Nightmare since I've already played Nightmare here today. Willow it is. Willow it is. Preset. Wait. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't want this. No, no, no. Go back. I want this custom. There we go. Preset. Nightmare. We'll do Ghosty. We'll do no evidence. There we go. There we go. I'm actually, you know what? Gosh dang it. I just did it again. I want, this time, we're going to give ourselves the sanity board and the activity board because it doesn't remove that much. It doesn't remove that much and it's actually beneficial. We're going to get some information out of it. Puno, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. We are doing a no evidence run at Willow, but we're doing it a little bit different where I'm actually going to have my activity board and also have my sanity monitor because I think there's a lot of really cool, useful information in there that when you're playing Nightmare or anything harder, you normally don't get to see. So hopefully the Ghosty will do something to give itself away with those monitors. We'll find out. Can you still see EMF? No, you cannot. You know, it's funny enough. On the weekly challenges, if they're a no evidence weekly challenge, you can still get EMF 5 on the board. If you personally set up a no evidence run, you cannot see EMF 5 on the board. Why there's that difference between us setting up no evidence and the way they have it set up, I don't know. No clue. Do you have a tip for going from pro to Nightmare? If you're going from pro to Nightmare, I would say, do you know at least one thing about every ghost that can either confirm or deny that it is that ghost? Because if you are looking at all the different ghosts that you have, if you are unable to remove it from the list or confirm it is a certain ghost, you're going to have a really hard time in Nightmare. If you have EMF 5 and you have ultraviolet, do you know something about each of these that can remove it? So if you're on Nightmare, there are some things you know, like forced evidence. So like if it's this option here, you know it can't be a Goryo because you have to have dots, right? So then you have a Jinn, Obake, Myling. All right, well, what do we know? If it turns off the power, then it can't be a Jinn. But if it hunts you and it's normal speed, and then all of a sudden it gets line of sight of you and sprints, when the power's on, it's probably a Jinn. Or if you watch it hunt, Obake. Or if you get the 6-finger handprint, Obake. Myling, it's super quiet when it hunts. There's something different about most ghosts. I say most because there's a couple ghosts that just really suck and don't have a lot of tells. There's a couple that just don't have a lot of tells, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about it. The best thing you can do is just remove all the other ghosts. So what you're playing is a ghost investigation. You are playing a ghost investigator version of Guess Who. Okay. Is the ghost normal speed? Yes. Okay. Well, then what do I know it can't be? Can't be that one, that one, that one. Raiju, because it was near electronics. Can't be a Revi. You know, like you start narrowing down what it can and can't be. So when you're going from pro to Nightmare, you also need to, when you're going from pro to Nightmare, you need to take it easy on yourself too. It is the biggest jump in the game in difficulty, going from 3 evidence to 2, because it is typically the first time you're dealing with all ghost abilities and just traits rather than just on evidence. So I love Nightmare because it gives me the opportunity to use the evidence, but also have to figure out the ghost traits. It's a nice mixed bag of both. I like it a lot. How can I stop being scared to go inside the house solo? Don't add any items. Go inside the house, use the cursed object, and let the ghost hunt you. Let it hunt you. You need to desensitize yourself a little bit. And by adding nothing and just going in and letting the ghost hunt you and then like watching it with a flashlight, do that again and again and again, you're basically recreating what the worst case scenario is. So at that point, what's the worst that could happen? Literally what you just made happen. I mean, you're still going to get jump scared when the ghost events on you. I still get hit when the ghost events on me. That's not going to go away, but I don't want it to go away. I don't want everything to be removed. I don't want to feel safe all the time. Yeah. You prefer insanity but the cursed? There you go. That's the nice thing about customs is that you can make them any way you want. All right. Cora West. Parabolic 25% in a ghost event. And this is a no evidence. No evidence. So there's stuff in here that we're not going to need, but it is still nice to use EMF and also to use the thermometer when you're doing these because we're trying to find the ghost room. And if you don't want to use the cursed possession to lower your sanity or to maybe try to find out what the ghost room is because it's a mirror or something, then this is the way to do it. I'm fairly certain I just heard it in the basement. This is also why my sound is so high in my ear holes. Because I could hear that from all the way at the front door. Power's down here too. Lovely. All right, power's on. We know the ghostie is here-ish. It's either there or there. I'm not even going to check the temps right now because I'm waiting for the house to warm up now that we turn the power on. We'll check in a little bit just to confirm which room it is. I'm obviously not going to get freezing because we have no evidence. But lower temps will be really helpful because if it changes rooms, then we can automatically say it's not a Goryo or a Banshee because they can't change their favorite room. I feel like the ghost always throws the hammer first when it's in the basement. That's definitely possible. Between the hammer and the paint can? Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's start getting stuff down there and start narrowing down ghosties. I'm going to bring salt and 2 crucifixes so that way, in case it hunts early, we can save our lives. Because it's hammer time. I hate it here. Stop getting scared by playing Spotify in the background. Oh, playing music can be helpful. Yeah, I just don't like playing music when I'm playing games like this. Because I'm trying to hear everything and Spotify would be really distracting to me. All right, little ghosty. Are you here? Or are you here? Hey. No. I saw my breath. Was that in here? Maybe not. Ooh, hallway? Oh, gross. Are you here? Oh, no, you're here? Oh, well, I don't want that. Ew-wee. That's fine. I guess. Gosh darn it. I don't want a hallway ghost. Let's put this one over here. That should be good enough. Gosh dang it. The L-shaped ghost room. It is. Why haven't you walked in the salt, you nerd? Don't touch me. No. No. Don't touch. Now I can check the salt. Let's go check for orbs. Well, wasn't that fast? That does not happen all the time. To be very clear. Yep. It is a wraith or it is a mimic. If we see orbs, that's going to be some goofball behavior. You lose sanity if the event hits you. Yes. Yes. Unless it's an Oni. Wait. No, sorry. If it's not an Oni, gosh dang it. If an Oni event hits you, you lose more sanity. A phantom, if you get a phantom that events, if you're looking at the phantom, you lose sanity. Yeah, sorry. I was mixing them both up. I apologize. Let's go check for orbicals. We'll put some more salt down there. It could teleport on me, but my sanity should be fine. Should be fine. Mimic can do the Wraith ability? Yes. The Mimic can do all ghost abilities. The only thing the Mimic can't do is the Mimic can't mimic evidence. So when you have a Mimic, you're going to have orbs, but they're not real, right? The actual evidence for a Mimic is ultraviolet, spirit box, and freezing. But if you get orbs and you have these other ones, okay. But if you're doing no evidence, no evidence, you will still see orbs, right? Now, what it can't do is it can't give you dots, EMF 5, ghost writing. If you get any one of those three, mimic is out of the question. Can a mimic the Dio response? Yes, it can. Fake orbs! I know, we're about to go find out. All right, don't touch me, all right? Sensitive. Still no walkie. The mimic can change which ghost it's mimicking every 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So I think if it was a mimic, the chances of it changing would have probably happened by now. And I also see no orbs. Can the mimic the banshee scream? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wait. Oh, I brought that in case you were a mimic. That's unfortunate. All right, firelight time. You had a mimic change ghost 12 times. It just depends on your investigation. I've had a mimic change ghosts. Did I never open you? No, I guess not. I've had a mimic change what it was probably like 30 times. It just depends. What is it, Frank? What am I missing? Don't touch me, I'm sterile. Lock, save. Thank you guys for the follows. Welcome in. Is it Frank? It's Frank. Hi, Frank. No, it's a voodoo doll. Yeah. Let's go get some firelights so that way we can make the ghosty do some interactions and we can take some photos. Sound good? I think so. Frickin' Wraith. Out of all the ghosts to get, I mean, also the odds of me bringing the salt in and then also getting the Wraith. Yeah. If you're playing Nightmare and the ghost kicks the book when you already have 2 evidence. Well, if you're playing Nightmare and you already have 2 evidence, then it means nothing because you're not going to get more evidence. So if you have EMF and ultraviolet and then the ghost kicks the book, it's just kicking the book. But if you have no evidence and the ghost kicks the book, you can't cross off ghost writing. You just know that it's not going to provide it to you. So it could be the hidden evidence for one of the ghosts that normally has writing. If the ghost kicks the book, don't worry about writing anymore and look for your evidence. Yeah. Have the chances for a music box decreased? Nope. Nope, it should be the same. All right. Firelight, firelight. Sanity? Firelight. There we go. There we go. Is the higher difficulty you go, the longer the mimic takes to change? No. Nope. The difficulty has nothing to do with how often the ghost changes what it is. There's a chance of the cursed possession. Yeah, I mean, it's the same for all of them. You have a 1 in 7 chance of getting any of them. You don't have more chance to get one over another, in other words. All right. Doodah. Doodah. Did I not bring a photo camera down here? Oh, biscuits and butter. Hey, David, how are you? Yeah, it's the same chance for every cursed object. Yeah. It's the same. It's 1 in 7. Gosh darn it. Go all the way back to the truck. We'll be fine. I thought you said some were common. I thought you said some were more common. No. No, at no point did I say that. Bring this anyway. It's fine. And an extra one. That'll be good. Nope. Same for all. Oh, you're good. All is swell. Hey, what's up, Luca? How are you, friend? I'm good. How's it going? How's your weekend? What are you doing, Stinky? What are you doing? Hey, how are you? Want to do some photos? It's Pam Jam, too. I saw her. I seenst her. Well, since we have a Wraith, we're not going to get any salt photos, so candle photos it is. Scribe, thank you for the follow. Oh my, hello. Pamela? Pam Jam? Where are you? I don't see my breath. You didn't change rooms, did you? No, it's still here. Okay, never mind. Oh, there we go. There. I like to hang out over here. Okay, I'll bring you toys. I bring toys. Ghost is really inactive. Well, if she's hanging out inside of the hallway, I'm kind of forcing her to be inactive. Ghost can't throw things in a room that has a light on. if it's in that room. So if the ghost is standing in this room and the light's on, I've stopped her with for the ability to throw stuff. Come on, blow out the rest. Come on. What would you think if you weren't able to see the mimic's fake orbs and no evidence? Well, then how would you ever know that I mean, the only possible way to know that it's a mimic at that point is by making it hunt over and over and over again to see if it changes ghosts. Yeah, that would kind of suck. Would you blow out more than one at a time? Like go, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you keep a light on in the mayor's room for too long, it'll change. The chances of it changing go up for sure because the mayor does not like the lights being on. Yeah. Am I going to play in prison today? I mean, I don't normally plan out what maps I'm playing. Wait, did I get this one? I kind of just go with the flow. But we'll see. I can take a picture of Frank. I don't think I even need a ghost photo. Nope. Darn wraiths. I know. I know. Come on, man. Would you? It's taking its sweet old time. Yoo-hoo, big small blowout. Think it's just you that can't hear me? I would assume so. Yeah. Does the tier 3 firelight burn indefinitely or will it go out? No, it is a forever light. Unless the ghost blows it out. Yep. The lantern's wonderful. These obviously are not. You can see them going down as time goes on. Just like the tier 1. 3 photos. I have not found the bone yet, right? No boner? Can you prevent an Onryo from hunting forever by always keeping a candle on? If you keep the firelights close enough to the Onryo, yeah, you could stop it forever. Mm-hmm. Not yet. Okay. Achoo. Let's go get the bone. I don't need the firelights anymore. Oh, Boner Jam, where are you? Only Frank can tell us where it is. If only, dude. If only. Mayor, I have a feeling that we have someone that's trying to be a sneaky snake. But not very sneaky. Bone! No bone. Sneaky snake. Will Onryos try to roam from candles or just keep blowing them out? The Onryo won't try to get away from the candle. It will just try to hunt near one if it's within hunting range, and then it will blow the candle out before it eats the crucifix. It'll prioritize the candle first. Where the hell? Where the hell the bone? Unsneaky rattlesnake. Boner Yam, where are you? Bathroom? Oh, maybe. I don't think I've actually opened the bathroom door yet. What the dickens? Yeah, there it is. Bathroom was a good call. Oh my. Oh, parabolic. Okay, okay. And then we'll do parabolic and then we'll poke Frank. That's a big one. Oh my god. Ribs for dinner? Ooh, ribs sound good. Some barbecue? Oh my god. Dragon, thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Welcome in. Let's do the parabolic. I'll just bring these for funsies because, well, 25% parabolic, and I believe we're out of here. Yeah, yeah. Wraith, good. Get a smoker. Ooh, that'd be cool. I don't know if I'd have the patience for it. You've had a bone spawn inside of the boot on Tanglewood. I've had a bone spawn inside of the trash can at Edgefield. That was pretty great. That was pretty awesome. 100% get a smoker. It's so much fun. Okay. Pixel, welcome in. How are you? Anybody tell you not to leave your ribs in the bathroom? They're not mine. What do you mean? What new item would I add? I don't know. Something to help you find the bone. Like maybe the dowering rods are like are like a bone helper. I think that'd be cool. Start off easy with a pork shoulder. Okay. I'll look into it. Had a bone. I've had the bone in so many awful places. It's not great. So much for park time. It's too windy. It was super windy here. There we go. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Yeah, bone helper. Inside the cornholes. Yes, I've had that before. Yes. All right. Well, let's see. Don't teleport on me when I do this. That would be really rude. I'm going to keep moving. Hunting. Every pin that you poke inside of the voodoo doll, it takes 5 of your sanity. When you poke the heart pin in, it takes away 10. And it starts a hunt. Like these. The buggy bone. Oh, in the bathroom, the one I almost couldn't reach me when I was doing the Bleasdale runs? Yeah. That was awful. That was the worst. It almost ruined my run. But I was able to get it. Stop poking him? I don't know. It felt like he wanted it. Everyone remembers that tub bone? It was a really bad time. We were almost going to give my, like, give me a gimme on that, but no, we did it. Hey, Darren, how are you? That didn't lower me enough. Let's go get the crucifixes. The bone and Sunny behind the bed. Oh my God. Yeah, there have been so many bad ones. All right, give me these things. The reason I'm getting the crucifixes is because it's a wraith, which means it can teleport. And if it teleports on top of me, well, we want to protect ourselves. Doing great, actually. Hell yeah, man. I'm doing well too. Thank you. I am also doing well. Last month was a great month for stream, for our campaign, just for stream in general. And then I'm looking forward to June. Lots of great stuff to be had with the update coming at the end of the month. All good stuff, man. What does the voodoo doll do? It causes interactions, and if you put the heart pin in, it causes an instant hunt. One day at a time, that's right. You son of a... 25? 25? How much did you raise for St. Jude? We raised 25,505. Jesus, Pam. I think. Just realized it's June. Yeah. Yeah, I know it happens fast, man. Teeny, Brody, welcome in. I'm going to sit in this room because it will help us lose our sanity passively. Yeah. Truthful, see ya. Get smudged on. Almost didn't hit her, by the way. That almost did not hit her. Pardon? I've already used the cursed possession. I poked Frank. I'm sure that I'm close to 25. We're just not there yet. So we have to sit in a dark room and literally wait. Justin, welcome in. How are you? Why is it so slow? It's just, if my sanity is not low enough, you know? Although, wait a minute. I forgot I have the freaking board. I can see how close we are. How's the glass door count? It just can't see through doors. Oh my God. I got it when I left. Because of the average that goes up and down like this. I got it when I left. Dude, I'll take it. Sold. Thanks, Fluctuation. Love it. Do you do any fundraising other than St. Jude? You know, it's really funny you mentioned that. That is a perfect no evidence wraith. It's just by chance that one of the first things we did was pull in the salt to see if it was a wraith. And well, we had no orbs. So there we have it. Nice, perfect no evidence run and a nice, clean 18. Love it. Love it. As for raising money for things that are not St. Jude, I'm actually going to be raising money this Wednesday for the American Heart Association in tandem with Kinetic Games. So this Wednesday at my normal stream time, we're going to be doing what is being called Ghost Hunts for Hearts this Wednesday. So we'll be raising money for the American Heart Association. It helps save so many lives. We'll have some more information on that day, but I'll have different ways for you guys that you can get involved, different ways to donate, things that you can do to affect my game and make it bad for me. But yeah, that's happening Wednesday. Yes, sir. Yeah. Somebody's already donated to it when we haven't even done anything for it yet. I can't even remember who the heck it was. Bach 3.0. What is wrong with you? Who hurt you? Am I yokai? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, Nocturnal, it was you. Oh, Nocturnal, thank you so much. What's my playtime? At least 2 hours. The ghosts are hunting for hearts? Yeah. Yeah. And they can have mine. Only if it's BJM, though. Sir Glacius, how are you, my friend? All right. Are you attractive to yoga? What the? That's like, are you attractive to your significant other? Fuck, I don't know. Ask them. You joke that you get your cardio with Faz? There you go. That's different ways of doing it. Yeah. I mean, your whole playtime in Faz. Yeah, at least 2 hours. Yeah, at the very least. Mr. Glacius, how are you doing, sir? Retro, welcome in. Welcome in. All right, this time what we'll do is we will do, like I said, we've been going back and forth between voting and what? At least 2 hours. Yeah. I have been going back and forth between voting and drops for choosing the map. So I'm going to do another vote. So, friends, 1 through 14, your vote counts once. Put it in chat. Let me know where you want to go. Anywhere you guys want. Anywhere you want. We've done random, we've done Tangle, we've done Edgefield, we've done Grafton, we've done Willow. I don't care. It is up to you guys. Dragon, thank you for the new tier 1. Welcome in. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. 15. All right. Can we get a timeout on Glay? I misclicked. Oh, sure you did. As if it's the next key over. That's what they all say, sir. This guy. There's no 15. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, there will be at some point. Outside of the maps that they are revamping between Grafton and Tanglewood this year, they're also adding a new map, whatever that's going to be. So that will be number 15. MRN, that's not how voting works. Yeah, please do this number. Usually doesn't do it, friend. It's whatever the most voted is. Yeah. Brownstone High School. You got it. We haven't done any big maps today, so that'll fly. Prepare yourself for high school. Yeah. We got a high school run. Listen, it is my comfy cozy day. We're not doing like some APOC 3 nightmare crap. Can't wait. I can't wait either, man. The photos that they released inside of the dev preview, they look great. We were really hoping for some dilapidated, like awful, broke down looking map, and I think we're actually going to get it. Ooh, my favy. You know, one of the last times we played this, I'm pretty sure I had a Banshee scream. Maybe we'll get lucky again. What you saying? Did you doing back high school? Have you done your no, I skipped that. All right, Nightmare High School, because I love it so much. How would I feel about a graveyard map? I don't know. I guess it depends. Dio front door, let's go. Just use the cursed possession. It's immediately a Dio. Oh, that'd be so nice. Hi, Crow. Macro, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Oh, oh, son of a biscuit. I totally forgot. Gosh darn it. I messed up. It's not a big deal, but I did mess up. I was going to add something back and I didn't add it back for this month. I just didn't want to do it in the middle of St. Jude month. Overlay. Yes, please. Yes, please. XR, thank you. Hey, Pex, how are you? I like the idea, but surely you know why graveyard. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I guess. Make a no evidence run. No. Let's see. Go here. Go there. Go here. Go here. Do this. Okay. I don't think I actually turned the command back on either. If it's a small map, it could be cool, but it might also be dark. Yeah. Yeah. The room boundaries would be really interesting for a graveyard map. I mean, are you going to have the entire outside one single map? Or, I mean, one single room? Or are you going to have multiple rooms? I don't know how that would work. What would you like to see from a map if you had complete control? I would love to see a broke down carnival. A broke down carnival is one of my wish list items. For sure. Each grave is its own room. Yeah. Which grave? Number 17. All right. Go to chatbot. Go here. Go there. Make sure this is turned back on. Okay. It is. There we go. Ken Schmo, thank you for the subs, Fran. Thank you. I told you guys I would turn back on the daily spin for this month, so it is back. It is back. Oh, it's sunrise. Oh, thank God. Richard Stevens. Cleanse. Photo. EMF. Let's go find out what this ghost is. Maybe parabolic. Maybe. We'll try. A broken down carnival would be amazing. All right. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. A small grocery store or a large gas station store would be sick, especially if the outside pumps were in the map. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. If this area out here was the outside of a gas station and the pumps and everything around here was a room, you had like restrooms on the side that were also rooms, and then the inside. Yeah, that could be cool. I feel like you could section that off to make it a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that could be neat. All right, we're immediately turning this on. Oh, it's the box. Da box. Da box. Subtitle, please. Paper. I'm fairly certain that you literally just have to turn them on. I might be drunk. I'm not sure. Abandoned mall. That'd be a really large map. You know? Why don't I have to pay to replace the equipment I left in the house? Because that's just not the way this game works. The only things you have to pay for, again, are if you get got by the ghost or if there's any items that are perishables. You know what I mean by that? Finally catching the first stream after a month of YouTube. Well, welcome in. It's great to have you. Locke, not the lady tonight. Damn it. I literally have the parabolic out, dude. It ain't gonna work. Which you. Oh, nice. Yeah. I can see when things happen and when they don't. That was not a banshee whale. No. No. Zachary, how are you? Welcome into the stream, friend. How's it going? I'm very excited for Chronicle, though. I mean, I've been the past couple days thinking about it, looking at videos and stuff. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. Where am I going? Oh, I guess I'm just checking for Ghosty, but I don't hear anything. The banshee screen. Oh, that one would have gotten you? Oh, is that just the sunlight? I think it's just the sunlight. That's okay. That's creepy looking as shit. Just downloaded Twitch to chat. I appreciate you. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's an MMA fight, dude. Watch it actually be a banshee. Oh, that'd be so great. Oh, you're still in the bathroom. Duh. Oh my God. I didn't look under the stairs. I hate it here. Can you imitate a banshee whale? Did I just get blurped? Was something just thrown next to me? What the Wish they had jump scares. They do. It's just only so much. Okay, there's our power. Wait a minute. Are you a stalking ghost? Hold on. I swear to God, I thought I heard something over here next to me. Like, I was in here. What if I sat here and then all of a sudden the temperature just dropped? It might be a stalky boy. It might not be worth it to wait in here to see if it stalks me, because it might just decide not to, you know? Project Dirt, thank you for the 4 months. Welcome back. Thank you so much. This isn't worth it. This is going to take for 1,500 years. You're definitely okay, butthole. It just shut the power off. After all that work I just did. You're rude. Are you here? Maybe in the next one over. Hello. 6 degrees. Lots of items in this room too. You see that? Yeah, we found you. I should probably do this. Be schmat. I'm going to keep listening because I wonder if it did stalk me. Come on, do the thing. Do the thing. Can the ghost be in the hallway? It can't pick the hallway as its favorite room. No. I'm going to keep listening. Just in case. You never know. We might get lucky. Come on, do it. Do it. Nothing? Oh, you suck. Damn it. All right. Fine. I am going to get stuff, though, for those ghosts. Phantom, Spirit Box, Ultraviolet, Dots, Banshee, Ultraviolet, Orbs, and Dots. We're going to get Ultraviolet and Dots 100%, and we'll check for Orbs. Ultraviolet, Dots, Orbs. Got it. Take this. Take one of those. Let's ride. Let us ride. Not a Djinn? No. They kick the power. Definitely not a Djinn. Old Asylum Hall used to be the ghost room. Yeah, but I don't think it was even supposed to be. I'm fairly certain that was a bug. Maybe it's it might be. We think it might be. So I'm going to go up there and get as much evidence as I can down there. Hopefully this will give it away. It's a feature. SX, how are you? I have the thermo down in front of the room, so we should be... Yeah. Okay. Any orbicals? Nay. Nay, nay. All right, if you could touch the door right now, that'd be sick. I would be pleasantly surprised. Cold, but no freezing. Okay. Touch a window. Let's go. Shamo. Do the thing. Our patience level is low, friend. Do the thing. Can you be left on the desk? No. No, that'd be really cool, though. Nope. In this room, you can get UV on the windows, on the door, and also on this little lamp here. So if it decides to turn this guy on, Coldest I've had is 1.1. Oh, and the light switch. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like when they leave fingerprints on the keyboard. Yeah. They want to make it so that the ghost can leave fingerprints in more places. I don't know when that's supposed to happen. They haven't said. I'd say no to the freezing. This whole not touching anything thing sucks. Let's say your name. Richard Stevens. Richard Stevens. Richard, can you hear me? Richard, can you hear me? Where are you? It's doing that buggy thing. It's not actually hearing what I'm saying. Wait, let's do this. No device. Go back. Check. Nope. I don't know what that is, but it's not right. I'll just keep my mic open like this and see what it does. Because if it's moving, maybe it thinks I'm talking to it. How many mics do I have? Well, there's a bunch of stuff that are considered mic sources. Yeah. Furcrest, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Dude. Not to go all the way back to the truck. I think the fingerprints get left on the other side. Whatever. Okay. I'll do this. Do this. And leave it alone. Have you seen the locker glitch? If it's a glitch that makes you safe or something like that, I probably avoid those things because I don't use glitches. Yeah, I don't see the point in them. When you reach 10K cases, is your when I reach 10, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. It's just funny to see. I mean, there's definitely some buggy things and some glitches that are interesting, but a lot of people will take advantage and abuse it so that they stay safe, which, I mean, that just says something about you if you use it regularly. Takes away from the fun of the game. It does. And I mean, I don't know if somebody like brags about how often they live because they use a glitch. I mean, that's cool, bro. What the fuck? Look like string lights. What the hell? All right. If we could get you, I don't know if we get UV on that side of the door or not. I can't remember. Want to show? No, that's okay, Lewix. I definitely try to avoid all that stuff, especially as someone who's a Kinetic Games partner. Me investing time into glitches would probably be a really bad idea. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Doc was talking about how he may be going through Dudapause. Thoughts on what symptoms of Dudapause may be? Oh, Dots. It's beef jerky, man. I don't know. Letting a light cold make you feel like you're about to kick the bucket. Dots. I wonder if they're Goryo dots. Oh, can't even take this. Lovely. So we'll take in. Well, wait. Oh, these are still on the table. Ooh. But I don't have orbs. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna take this. What was the? Oh god, game, help! Ultraviolet orbs. Okay, what was Phantom? I mean, I could take a picture of the dots if it shows itself. Spirit box. Okay, let's do that. And then we'll do this, just to be safe. It's giving Goryo. I mean, ghosts can be really, really stingy when it comes to giving you dots, so it's possible that it just wasn't in the mood. Yep. Cypher, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey, DJ. You never know. Not the Goryo. It could be, but I don't know if it's going to be or not. Oni is visible for longer when it's hunting, not during events. Yeah. Technically, the Oni can event in any form other than the fart ball. Fart ball's the only one it can't. The old fart ball. That was a really slow go. I almost didn't get that. Okay, well, you're not a phantom. Possible banshee. Jesus. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? There's no way. There's no shot, right? So it's not you. That's for damn sure. I'd say probably not you. I think we need more evidence. Unless it decides to give me freezing. I'd love to be able to check for UV if you would just do that while I'm here. Hello? Gosh darn it. I know you're throwing stuff and that's great. Oh, you're trying to throw stuff in the trash? Well, that's rude. Salt down? No. Not yet. But we can double check for both since it's not giving me the other evidence. Not quite. Watch it appear out of nowhere? Yeah, probably. It's usually when you're looking for other stuff that it just pops up. We'll go get salt. It's okay. So dark. It's not that bad. It's fine. With the headlamp on, I feel fine. Ghost is trying to clean up. Well, it's not doing a very good job. And what is it trying to clean up? What did it do? There's the room. You can see it from here. Look. It's a little hard to see, but you see it there. Saw an Obake event as a different ghost. Is that a feature? Do you have a clip of it? Because I've never seen an Obake event in a different form. Cursed object is the music box. Book. EMF. Take more of those. Book. EMF. And yeah, this should be good. I wonder if you can see orbs from there. Maybe. Yeah, if you were to luckily like look up here and see an orb in the window, that would actually be kind of cool. Have we found the bone? You shut your lips. It was Grandma for the event and then hunted as Rhonda. Do you have a clip of it though? Like, look at this render from right here. It straight up looks like there's something standing in the doorway. I don't. That's not, they're not going to be helpful. Oh, I didn't bring salt. You're right. I'll go back and get it. Be fun if the ghost could interact with the spirit box on its own. I think it would be great if dead players could interact with the spirit box, or like the Ouija board or something. I think that'd be awesome. If you could communicate with your dead friends in a way, like if a special way in the spirit box, and then there was like a special light that would light up to let you know it's the player, and they would have some freaky voice that would come through. Oh man, that'd be so cool. All right, salt, crucifix, another smudge. Haven't seen you have a blood moon in ages. I don't get them very often. It is very few and far between for me, for sure. That'd be next level. I think that'd be great. Isn't the entire map haunted while you play it? No, only the inside for certain maps. I'd want to start a hunt if possible through the board. Wait, what do you mean? Do you mean as a player? You mean like as a dead player? All right, get this, get this. Maybe we just pretend like we're going to be safe so I can get evidence and stuff up there. Yeah, sure. A dead player, that'd be rude. You can place salt outside. What is placing salt outside going to do for you? On a map where the ghost can only be inside, what is placing salt outside going to do? All right, ghost. With the most. Let's, maybe I wait for the salt. And then when I see the dots, we put it in front of it. Stop any snails. Keep our sanity. Come on. New Grafton coming? Yeah. Less than a month. It'll be coming literally this month. If they're dots? No, we saw dots. We 100% have dots. Yeah. Not playing video games, Zach. Also, when you joined the chat for the first time, there was also some rules there that probably said about not asking to play friend. Yeah. When we have viewer days, I always announce it. Ghosty, did you give up? Be our friend. No, it's not a Goryo. We saw the dots in person. Do you know what it's going to look like? What Grafton's going to look like? The only thing I've seen is the same image as you guys have seen. I have not seen anything more than you have. Okay, dude. Maybe I'll just try. Let's try multiple different places. Let's try in between all these. It's being a butthole. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bye, Zach. Have a good one. Oh, no. Are you a Hey, hey. No UV. Okay. If I could watch the dots walk through that, that would be great. Won't see stuff before. Yeah. The only time I will, like the larger updates, Kinetic Partners will typically get to showcase it 24 hours before. But that's it. Dude, what are we missing? Why are the dots not showing up anymore? What do I get away from that area over there? Ask the music box where the bone is. Okay. All right. Amy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Ghost, what are you doing? Please just show the dots more. Please. No shots, another Wraith? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? EMF, Spirit Box, and dots. It's going to give me EMF 5. This piece of crap. Let's put this over here. That over here. Put that over here. Not aggressive? No, but look. Hey, where are you going, dude? I need you to walk this way, though, for like 100% confirmation. What if it like sidestepped the salt? You know how rude that would be? Oh, look for orbs. Yeah, it was the first thing we did. That's why there's a video. That's why there's a camera in the corner. He wants a hug. I don't think he does. I think that's false. Maybe it's shy. Well, can you all look away for a second? Please? Give the guy some room? Okay. It's camera shy. Yeah, you guys are making it very, very nervous. Okay, you were walking sideways. Another Wraith? Another one? What the dickens? What the hell? What the hell? If I look like beef jerky, I'd be camera shy too. You know, I say let it fly. You know what I mean? Kara, thank you for the follow. Look on the bright side. It's not a Ure. Well, listen, if it wants to be a Ure that actually wants to use its ability, I'm down Charlie Brown. But if it wants to be some ghost that's being stingy with evidence, woof. Yeah. He's watching his sodium intake. Okay, that's fair. He's trying to be a little healthier. That's fine. That's fine. Amy, how are you? There's a day recently I got 4 demons and like 6 or 7 rates. It just happens with this game, man. This game, sometimes you just get ghosties that try to... And you know what? Earlier, what did I tell you? Earlier, we were upstairs, okay? Ghosty's room is over here. I was over here, and I said, I think the ghost just threw something near me. I think it teleported over to me. Ain't that some shiz? Ain't that some shiz? I have ads coming soon, friends. I want to run them before before they happen in the middle of the map. So we'll just call it. We know what it is. We're out of here. We're out of here. We know it's a wraith. That works for me. Mecca, thank you for the 2-month prime. Appreciate you. That's fine. It's going to be longer than 2 minutes of us going back and forth. So we'll take the wraith.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready.
Wraith. Nice 2K from high school. Not too much. I mean, not too much time. And it used its ability twice. So it actually teleported to me twice. The one time we heard, the second time I did not hear. So it might have teleported to me and then just didn't do anything. So that's fine. That's fine. All right. I'm going to run ads, guys. I do 3 minutes every hour. 3 minutes. So I'll BRB after the 3. BRB. At least didn't teleport during the, yeah. Teleport and then hunt. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God. Dylano, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Do you Spotify for music in between those games? I do. I have playlists that I play for streams. So like during Sundays, I'll usually do like Stream Beats lo-fi stuff. And that's all copyright free. But then normally I'll do Monster Cat music that I have licensed. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah. After the ads, we maybe we'll do like one more or something like that. It is 4 o'clock. Sundays, I typically try to keep it closer to 4 if possible because fam time. Usually we end and then I get to have the rest of the day chill with the fam. I love Monster Cat. It works, man. I like it. I like it. If you guys are here and you're not in the Discord, that is where I have all my stuff for my schedule updated. We have Phaz information in there if you're looking for others to play with outside of just jumping into random lobbies. You can go there and try. Yeah. DFD, welcome in. Cookie Killer, hello. How goes it, friends? Gotta go work tonight. Oh, you're good, man. All's well. Oh, my Lanta. Random lobbies scare you? Oh, that's fair. Do your kids think you're the coolest dad? I don't know. I feel like they would lie to my face and say yes if it wasn't true. So it'd probably be hard to get a good straight answer. Let's hope they would say yeah, but there's a good chance they might say no. Well, you know that one TV, Dad? Whatever, dude. Always nervous someone's exploiting the... Oh, in public lobbies? You know, I've had a mixed bag of luck, but I would say more times than not, I've had decent lobbies. When it comes to in public, they've been pretty good. Yeah. Ice, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? They can be very honest. Yeah, oh my gosh. Even my especially my daughter. Oh yeah. She is she's 7 and she's very honest. And I like it. I like that she's honest. Imagine dev players use a blackboard or something. Oh, that'd be cool. Like you could actually like have chalk and write something down. That would be pretty cool. I like that. That's a really great idea. Dark Wolf, welcome in. How are you? My favorite ghost is a mimic. Mimics are very unpredictable and I love it. Would 2 twin police officers be called copies? Shut up. Shut up. Yuki, welcome in. Kids are a little alcohol. They are if they are awake way past when they're supposed to be. Yeah. God damn it, Halogen. Why are you this way? 7-hour stream. Oh my God. Playthrough of... Oh, did you just do Subnautica for 7 hours? Damn. Damn. Petrified, welcome in. That's a lot of Subnautica. I hope you had fun. Blackboard with chalk is a good idea. Just limit how much chalk. Yeah. So you can only communicate so much. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Cool if dev players could flip the page and write in the book. Oh, that's also a cool idea. But again, that same idea of them actually being able to write what they're trying. So you can only write so much unless you're really good at really tiny penmanship. That could be cool. Yeah. Lost track of time. I was planning on a 4. Hey man, if you're having fun and enjoying it, who cares, right? Keep going. If you can, if it's within your means. Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate it, man. Top hat, hello. It's 6 a.m. I have coffee and we're, oh my God, it's 6 a.m. for you. Damn, Gypsy. It is 4 o'clock here. If they reworked high school, would you like to see an abandoned modern school? I think I've said this before. I think something I would like with high school, if you think about Lunch Lady, if you've ever played that before, they have a couple of schools in Lunch Lady, and the way the schools are laid out are pretty large, like definitely not that big, but they feel customized. They feel like each room has a purpose, and I like that. Blackboard is an extra money. Yes, yes, but an ability for dead players to communicate outside of the, what do? We do yes, no. We do, if it's this, throw it on the ground. If it's not, blah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Go in game. The game is literally on right now. Yeah. Yeah. You're doing great though. You're doing great. Would you like to see a haunted theater? Maybe. Maybe. That could be cool. Be right back. You're good, Endo. No worries. Let's do New Bleezy. Let's give it a whirl. Crazy. Thank you so much for the follow. I throw things at bat. Yeah. I mean, that's the only way we can do it right now to communicate. But it works though. I mean, it gets the job done. Easy Bleezy beautiful. There she is. Am I actually going to have an outdoor one again? I haven't had one of those in a while, actually. Tied in the VR goofiness. I love VR players. VR players are great. VR players are wonderful. Larry Winter, have a member of your team escape. We need Firelight and we need Repel. So let's go find out where the power is. And once we find out where the power is, we can continue on. I'm actually going to use the parabolic. I think that's the move. That's the move. By the way, I heard a while ago from devs that in future updates will be 10 or so new ghost types. I feel like, from what dev? Heard a while ago from devs. Which one? Because I can tell you right now, no, they didn't. Do you plan on VR gaming again? I would like to. Yeah, if it can cooperate with my PC and everything, I would like to. I think that'd be awesome. I love VR. VR is great. It's a lot of fun. It's just a matter of it, again, everything cooperating, all the systems working together. Can't wait for the new Grafton. Me either, man. It's going to be great. Let me check. Give some minutes. Okay. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see what evidence you have where they said that they're going to be adding 10 new ghost types, because I feel like that's not true at all. 10 new ghost types? Yeah, no way. All right, Ghosty. Where are we at? You just get nauseous. I have a lot of friends that have trouble with VR. Yeah. Josie! That's my dog. That's little Miss Josie. There she is. In all of her little Joe glory. There's Meow Fury, and that's Epics. There's Milo. Mr. Tommy Tom's kitty cat. Save to Josie. We will. Of course. Am I excited for Horror 2.0 to come out next year? Yeah, sure. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I need to look for power. Duh. Where are we going? Where are we going? We got sidetracked. Was that the bone? No, if you're thinking that it was the bone in that back room, no, it's not. Do I have to beware of wolves? What the? All right, we'll prep the switch. You thought it froze? No, I would. Oh, it's downstairs. No, I was just listening to the wolf. Where do you find the Trello? Do exclamation point Trello. There's our juice. Ghosty's downstairs. Remember when I died on this map during viewer games? I don't actually think it was my mic. It was off for me. Oh, weird. I wonder why it went after you. Gonna get a snack? What are you gonna get? I would love for it to talk again. Pretty sure CJ said no plans for more ghosts. That's more believable to me. Do I have a ghost over here? I never have ghosts over here. Oh, I do. Hey, Royal, how are you? I'm good. Is this my first time getting a ghost in this room? It is 3 degrees. Oh, it is. It is. Nicole! Hi, friendo. Nicole, thank you for the raid. How are you? Oh, Malanta. Hi, how was stream? Good, how are you? I'm good. What were you doing? Guys, if you don't already follow Nicole, Nicole's another awesome, amazing kinetic gamer. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope that games were just splendid. So far, our games have been not too bad. Ghosties have been pretty cooperative. Not too bad. Seeing how you have a pet on the wall, I definitely believe you know what's going on. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by I know what's going on? It rolled me. Oh no. Oh, fast challenge. Oh, what kind of a challenge were you doing? Or was it the weekly? Let's bring this, and this. The weekly. Oh no. Dude, it is such RNG for me sometimes where some of the weeklies, I don't know. Some of the weeklies seem so fast and then other ones, it feels like it takes me literally hours. Just follow. Oh no. Some ghosts are buttholes, man. Some ghosts are buttholes. This is literally like, I don't know how many, I haven't played a crap ton of Bleasdale. I've played enough. This is my first time ever getting the ghost in this room. Ever. Extreme butthole ghosts. Followed. Good. This squeeze me? I can't. Oh, what are you doing? Dinner's not ready, sir. Can you come back in 20 minutes? Thank you. If you could write down what you'd like, I will take a look at the menu when we're done. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you. Kisses. How do you have a demon who wants to stream? No, I've had a couple wraiths. All right, that was a singing ghost event, so we do need to remember that. He hungy. Imagine if this is what I want. Imagine I'm over here like this, and then all of a sudden Pulte explodes. That's my desire with this map because there's so many things that can move. Everything here, other than the napkins and the doilies. Oh, I would love it so much. But I don't think my luck is that good. Is dinner served? Is that what the ghosty said? Pardon? No, sir. It is not. All right, we'll do this. I'll turn that light on too so we don't lose any sanity going back and forth. Hi. It threw my book. It's not writing. Oh boy. Nicole, if you have to raid and go, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Guys, again, if you're not following Nicole, please make sure that you do. Please make sure you do. Another awesome ghosty hunter. Hey, what's up, El Susan? I have a kitten to check on. Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you. Thank you. I hope Kitty's doing good. Playing on Pro. No, we're playing on Nightmare. That's why these screens are all busted. They're all busted. I do need to. Well, here, you guys watch for dots for a second. I need to do a thing. Just got her today. It's a new kitty. She's doing really well so far. Oh, do you have any more pets? Is Kitty having to acclimate to surroundings with other ones? I do. Oh, but that just means that they have more friends. My wife was like, maybe we should get Josie a friend. And I'm like, no, not her. Sorry. My kids were like, maybe we should get Josie a friend. And my wife and I are like, no, she's good. You three and her, that's fine. We love pets. I mean, we do too. Oh, was there dots? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. I pressed a button. Okay. So we have Dudeskis. Oh, there he is. Hi, friend. There he is. All right. What could you possibly be? We're missing this guy, and this guy for now. Let's take one of those and let's go back. Dudeskis. Sweet. I see it now. There it is. Gosentin, thank you for the freaking follow. Welcome in. How are you? Top Gaming, welcome. He didn't want to wait the 20 minutes you asked him to. He is pretty impatient. He's looking for appetizers. I mean, I can provide him. Hold on. I'll go get him some goods. Here. There's some apps in here. Hold on. What do we got? We got some pumpkin. There we go. We've got some meat. There you go. And then we have some bread. I know we have bread that can go in there. There you go. Plenty of options for all kinds of eaters. Oh, we got an onion here. Okay. Shrek cosplay is going to be coming this month. Just FYI. Let's see. Oh, peppers. Look at all the good stuff we have over here. Wait, you have to cook. No, he likes it rare. He told me. He said he likes it rare. We're fine. Look, a blackboard. All they have to do is allow us. Look. Allow us to write on that. Let the dead players write on this. What'd you do? Oh, you shrew a plate. All right. I think we gave him more than enough. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you friendly? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where's Rachel? He wants the food on a plate. Oh, okay. He's not an animal. That's fair. All right. All right. I'll serve you dinner. Hold on. Here. We'll put the meat on that one. You know, I want him to have options. We'll put the pumpkin on that one. We'll put the bread over here. We'll put the onion over here. And we'll put the pepper. Just one little single pepper. Where's Rachel? Oh, no. There we go. Lovely. Look at that. That's like a fancy plate right there. You go to a big old expensive restaurant for that guy. All right, let me ask the goats. Would you like some pepper on your pumpkin? There it is. I found the source. Can I send a link? If yes, I'll wait to. What's the source though? Like, is it a Twitch link or what? Hey, that's another singing event, but it's also another physical event. Oh, okay. Like, dinner's ready. Do you want cigars now? Is that what's happening? Sure, we can sit down and have cigars. I'm down. Let's go. No pepper. Got it. Roger that. Roger that. It's another singing event, but it's another physical manifestation. Maybe he's allergic to pepper. Maybe he's pissed. You're too loud. What map is this? This is Bleasdale. Hey, Cash, how are you? Caddy, thank you for the follow. Unity developer. What link? You can DM it to me on Discord if you want. Unity developer link. What? How many hours? Many. Many few couple hours. Yeah. Oh, he wanted salt. Oh, and I just feel bad. We still don't have the second piece. Let's bring in some salt. Let's bring in a crucifix and a smudge to be safe. Maybe he doesn't like spicy stuff. Oh, the pepper might have offended him. Tired from work? That's fair. He needs seasonings. He's not an animal. Hey, Elvin. Ghosties have been okay. Not too bad. Well, that's rude. I offered you a peppered pumpkin, some bread, raw steak, pepper. This is how you treat my establishment? You're not welcome back here. Let's be very clear about this. He was eating the plate instead. What a jerk face. Hey! Stop making a mess, a-hole. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Footsie doodles. Oh, this is a banshee or a phantom. Oh, hey, back off. I need a camera. Mom, get the camera. Mom, get the camera. Yee. Yee. It is a stalker. Maybe it wants a candle at dinner. Oh, maybe. Maybe it feels offended that I wasn't offering. Yeah, we could do that. Here, we'll bring 2 of these guys. That's fine. Think it's a banshee? I don't know. Fargo, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Dragonfall, thank you. It's attracted to me. Well, you know, that's fine. More steppies. All right. They said that you wanted a candle at dinner. Is there any truth to this? Don't mind the video camera. I'm in no way trying to make this weird and film you while we do this. It's so romantic, I want to remember it for a long time. Your wife know? She doesn't have to know. Took a left turn? Took some kind of a turn. All right. You were being so gracious with your dots earlier. What happened? I'm not cheating on my wife. I'm window shopping for a ghost in a game. Mind your business. Ghosty. I'll put the camera away. All right. I'm ready to eat bread with you. Every ghost, when I get the camera, immediately just stops doing everything. What if I sit here and retain my sanity? Huh? 200 IQ? He wants a hug. Well, I'm not offering. This clock is really... Jesus. Larry Winter. Do you think we're gonna have a banshee because of the singing events? Larry! Larry? Larry? Maybe he wants me to do a lap around the table. Larry. 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 Oh, Larry. Reaction. Oh, yeah, boy. That's not a phantom. That is a banshee. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Larry knows we're leading him on. Now he's pissed. Larry mad. Larry Hunt. Hoo ha ha. Alright, save Josie. Come on, Jojo. We gotta go. At least it's not a wraith again. Yeah, facts. We can try to get a banshee whale. Movie night? Oh, what are you guys watching? Oh my god, Larry. Oh Lord, Larry. There's little Miss Jojo. Oh, there she is. She's so cute. Alright, I already have one in there, but it's fine. And we'll do... All right, I'm trying to pay attention to my time. I don't want to go too late. Escape and repel. I could try. I could try, I guess. Oh, wait. I don't know what the cursed object is, do I? Hey, Zai, what's up? Let's hear the battle cry. Do a bear roll. The new Leland. Did you like it? I've heard a lot of controversy around that. You know, Farkle, welcome in. I've heard a lot of controversy about that. Found the bone. I didn't even look. Paul, you think so? We'll go look. It's not the board. Me just join. Hi. Maybe tarot. Maybe. It could be Frank. It could be the mirror. It could literally be any of that stuff. We haven't looked at any of them. I like the Lilo and Stitch movie minus a couple of the characters. Okay. It's a mirror. Okay. Well, we can make it hunt. My friend who loves Lilo and Stitch hated it. See, that's what I've heard. I've heard that a lot of people that love the original don't like it. Did you cry 3 times? Oh. Listen, I've got the original Lilo and Stitch on VHS in a clamshell in this basement as we speak. Just saying. Need to quit the live action? I just don't need them. I don't need the live action stuff. It's not something I ever strive for. No banshee screams, huh? No. There's a whisper. That's why I don't want to see it. It's your favorite. Ooh. Heard Captain Gunter's in it. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. At least Bray can't team up with the ghost again. Wow, just going to call her out like that? Damn. Break, what did you do? No one took away a lot of the emotional parts. That sucks. That sucks. Can't wait. Oh, the live action Zelda. I've heard about that. Yeah, that'll be cool. We don't want your careless whispers, Larry. No, we just want Larry's banshee screams. Larry, give us your banshee scream. Larry. What the hell did you just throw? Larry's an active little bean. Now, it's a banshee and it's on the main floor, so it can't stalk me up here. Nope. If Larry was in the attic, then yes, he could. He could stalk me to this floor. I think it's one of those movies where you're going to make your own option. Oh, whether or not you like it. It's one of those like you're going to like it. You're going to like it or you're not. Yeah, I think so too. But I'm still going to see it. Larry dumb? I don't think Larry's dumb. I think Larry's just lazy. He doesn't appreciate all the gifts I left him on the table. I left him bread, peppered pumpkin, raw steak. I mean, the fact that he's not giving us something is just gross. Did you get the bone yet? I never saw the bone. I mean, I guess I could look for it while we're doing this. Maybe I could try. Might get lucky. I made him the freshest of foods. That's right. He's so stingy. Old stingy Larry. I feel like live actions look just a bit off when you're used to the original. I think so too. And you know, you son of a bitch. I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's very valid when people get upset that the people that are playing the live action characters don't look like the animated character. I think is valid in my opinion, because you're so used to a character looking a certain way for like 30 years. And then all of a sudden they change it to try something different. Oh, it's locked. So I think it's fair. As long as they do a good job though, I really don't care that like as much, but I understand the argument. Trying to vocalize his feelings. No, that was not him. That was somebody playing sounds trying to be a goofball. All right, we have yet to get the banshee scream. I don't know where the bone is. You might say F the bone. Another whisper. Okay, you're really lame banshee. You know that? Maybe it's in the attic. Maybe we can find Spooter while we're up here. Mirror. Well, the mirror is not going to help me find the bone. It's not exactly a boner mirror, if you know what I'm saying. They're also trying to reinstate their copyright. Wait, who's trying to reinstate their copyright? Any bones, any bones. Oh, is that you? Oh, I found it. Look, I think it's there. Look it. Look it. Oh, Disney is by making these new movies. Oh, I understand. It's Lilith. You see her? Here, I'll help you a little bit. Larry probably ate the bone. That selfish bastard. She's going to pitter patter. Can we hear it through the parabolic? Negative. Okay. I was curious. I was going to say, if we can hear the spider in the parabolic, but we can't hear the EMF, that's some bullshit. Oh, the bone. I don't have a camera, but I'll take it. There you go. Lilith is silent but deadly. Burn it down? What do you mean? She was a very kind one, and she just goes away, and that's it. Once you find her once like that, that's it. She doesn't show up again. That's it. That's it. Check for curse. We had the mirror. I know what we have. Escape, repel. I mean, I guess so. Hiya! It is not doing the scream, so whatever. I have 2 smudges on me? Yes, I do. It's still in there. It's not doing the roar. Here it comes. You got a friend in me. I mean, no, you don't. I lied. Check, check. Okay, good. It can't hear me. Do the thing. Larry's not doing the thing. Look how long we were listening to the ghost for the banshee scream. Never did it. How could you deceive him? What do you mean he deceived me? Watching the vids on YouTube. I absolutely love the content. Glad to finally catch you on Twitch. Scotty, welcome in. Keep with the great content. Thank you. Yeah, not a mimic. Nay. Nay, nay. I can still try for the banshee scream, I guess. Where'd he go? Okay. All right, Larry. You listen up, bucko. This is your last chance. You understand me? This is it. I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to get your lion. Come on. Banshee scream in 3, 2, 1. That's dots, you dingleberry. That's not it. Oh, that was fast. Why are you hunting already? What the hell? What the hell? That was quick, Larry. Larry the Dingleberry. That's so bitch. Will they take Slendy away? I don't know, because they, yes, obviously they didn't create the idea of it, but they created the asset, I imagine. Where's Larry? Is Larry in the attic? What the? Oh Lord, Larry. He's still hunting. He's in the attic. Well, not anymore. Oh, Larry was going to say hi to Lilith too. Oh, okay. Dude. All this time and not a single banshee scream. Like, come on. You suck, Larry. He lost his voice. Whatever. That's fine. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Ko-Fi, why'd you send that twice? All right. Banshee. Banshee, Banshee, Banshee. Stupid Larry.
Welcome back. Like prepared.
This is why I don't rely on the Banshee scream when I'm testing for a Banshee. It just... Sometimes you just are not going to get it. The ghost has to choose to do it. Ironically, this was the one here, paranormal sounds of the parabolic. Thanks. Well, that's fine. Level 75. We're doing the stuff and the things. We're getting close. Getting closer. I think somebody brought it up earlier in the stream. They were asking me if I'm going to prestige before the update. And I think I'm not going to. I think we're going to just level up to 100 and then stay there. Or not stay there, but not prestige, because I want to have all prestige 3 things whenever we get the update. And I don't want to get grindy about it and have to grind all the way back up again. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it right now. When is the update? It is June 24th. Yeah, it is the 24th. So between that time, once I get to level 100, I mean, I'll at least have all tier 3 stuff and we can start doing some challenges. Some different challenges. Send me the link. Okay. I can sneak a peek. I'll sneak a peek. If you guys are not in my Discord already, my Discord link is in the chat. So the rest of the socials. Give me a second. I am going to... Wait, where did you send me the link? Play all the games in the backlog. Yeah, I mean, I'm not only playing Phas. We're going to sprinkle it in between for sure. I don't have any Discord messages, friend. Not from here. Oh, you sent me a whisper on Twitch. Oh, I never check those. Oh God, just Jamie. Thank you for the 28-month Prime, friend. Thank you. Yeah. If we reach our monthly goal again, we'll have another viewer day, but I might even add something else to it. Not sure yet. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so it's from a video. Curious if the sound recorder will have 3 tiers. I believe it will, because they showed a picture where they showed 2 different tiers of it. And then one of them was, and then another one was scratched out. So I think they showed 2 tiers, and then the 3rd tier, we don't know what it looks like yet. I think so. Fearless, welcome in. Thanks for the follow, dude. All right. I'll definitely check out the link and see what they say. I'm not going to watch the video now. Glad all the van princes out there will have fun things to do. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right, friends, we are going to call it there. Thank you so much. YouTubes, thank you so much. We're going to go find someone to raid on the Twitch side. I appreciate all the hangs and the loves today. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry again about the freaking OBS crash right at the beginning. That was annoying. And I'm sorry. That's, I mean, obviously out of control, but still really sucks. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you guys. If you're new here, I appreciate you for coming into the stream, man. I appreciate it a lot. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30 and Sunday at 1. And Monday, I mean, typically on Monday, I will do the weekly, and then we will either do Phas games or I'll switch to another game. And then Wednesdays, I do whatever Wednesday. Fridays and Sundays are typically Phas, but we might switch it up. This Wednesday, though, we are playing Phasmo because we are going to be raising money for the American Heart Association on that day. Okay. So Monday will be normal, but then Wednesday we are going to be, it's a partnership between Kinetic Games and American Heart Association, Ghost Hunts for Hearts. And we are going to be involved. I think, and it's a lot of other Kinetic partners are also going to be involved. So that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. We're setting a goal of trying to raise $500 for that. That is our goal. But if you want to see it early, before it kicks off, before we add it to the stream and all that jazz, it is there. Yeah. Matthew, thank you. Stick around. We'll go find someone to raid, friends. We'll go find somebody. Tiger, thank you so much. Thank you. Boo, 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 boo. Have you played Forewarned, Ghost Watchers, Demon? I've played all 3. Yep. I have played all 3, friend. Yeah, I try to play most of the games. I have not tried. What is it called? Is it Among the Whisper? Is that what it's called? The new, one of the new ghost hunting games? Imagine playing Forewarned. Oh, Vin, we've got to play that again. Vin, that's such a great game. It's very in depth. I think that was the downfall of Forewarned. And when I say the downfall, I mean like why it never like popped off per se. It's very in depth, but the sound is one of the best in-game sounds for voice that I've heard ever. Imagine playing my favorite ghost game. Oh, Phoenix. We'll talk about it. I would love to. Do you like the other side? The other side's fine. I don't know. It's not one that I've really gotten into yet. Yeah. A long time. I missed the stream, y'all. Yeah. This is the end, friend. I always start at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sundays. Always. All right. The clip of you jumping out of the car. Oh my God. Oh, it is just, it's too good. It's too good. It's so fun. Grammy doing the Macarena. I think we had Evie doing it too. It's just such a blast. There's a lot of good jump scares in that thing too. Thank you guys for the follows. Vampire, I appreciate you. All right. You know what? I know where we're going to go. I never have the chance to go say hi to him. I tell you what, we're going to keep the Kinetic Games love going. All right. If you are a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, the next one's for you. My little creepy tier 3s, that's for you. We're going to get a little Kinetic Games train going here, and we're going to go say hi to another amazing, lovely streamer that I never get to say hi to, that is also a Kinetic Game partner, who's also raising money for American Heart Association. We're going to go say hi to Vic. Vic has been live for, it looks like, an hour and a half. I don't know how long he will be live for, but he is still trucking along. So we're going to go say hi, friends. Thank you all for an amazing stream, per the usual. Nice, amazing, beautiful first stream of the month. We will be back tomorrow for more fun. I need to figure out what to do with these sodas, whether I make it some sort of like a challenge or whether I just throw them in the trash. They're literally just occupying my fridge, and I'm not sure what to do with them. Because right now the daily goal wheel is for possible merch giveaway. What else is on the wheel? Merch giveaway, a free sub, make it a challenge. I might make it a challenge. I'm not just going to chug them. No. I say you make a shake. I say you stop giving me ideas. Stupid autocorrect. Why not? Because my health means something to me. Every time you die, you chug. I could make them part of the perfect game or else. Maybe that's what I do. That might be the thing. If we double the daily you drink. Okay. That's fair. That's fair to me. All right. Well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, friends. Thank you so much for all the love today. I appreciate you.